And we're off. Welcome to the show. Here we are post-Thanksgiving. There is NHL hockey that matters being played. Let's get at it.
Merry Christmas,
Let's
Steve.
get doing it. Welcome to Barn Burner. It's Boomer along with Pinder and Warner as always, and joined here in studio. Last time you were here, you were an assistant GM, and we were talking. There was a lot of things that we were talking. A lot has changed, I guess, since then. There's been a coach and a GM and a captain. There's been a lot going on. We got a lot to get into. Craig Conroy, Flames GM, joins us here in the studio. Thanks for coming by, pal.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
I should have been in here earlier. I feel bad. I apologize.
That's as much our fault. You know,
I feel like you've been busy though. It's not like there's nothing going on.
It's been a little busy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? There's always stuff. There's more than you can imagine. I've never seen so many memos from the league. It's every day.
Oh, really?
For everything. It's amazing.
See, Rhett, you'd be in with the emails. You don't get emails on your
Doesn't get
phone.
emails,
It'd be tough.
Miss a lot.
Yeah.
You'd miss everything.
Yeah, you'd miss a lot. So I walk us through, I guess, how would you characterize it? Was it challenging? Was it exciting? How would you kind of describe it?
The summer?
Yeah, as a GM.
You know, I mean, I think the thing is, probably being a new GM, I was doing way more trying to reach out, call people. They would say, Craig, we're on vacation. Can I call you closer to September? Oh, okay. I think just being definitely Danny Briere and I talk, different people talk, kind of the newer guys. The other guys, they're a little more seasoned, and they said, listen, you know what, right now in August here, we're not, we'll get back in touch with you, but we're not doing anything right now. Unless something's pressing, then give us a call. I'm like, okay, I don't have anything pressing.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's a learning curve. I think you're excited. You want to get going. You want to do things and see, but everything's a little slower than I was in my mind, I thought.
Yeah, because I think a lot of fans thought this was going to be an active off season. You got UFAs.
Just wait till the drafting. They're going to have 1,000 new picks. Everyone's going to be gone.
Yeah. We'll talk about the UFAs and that sort of thing. But it was one of those things. It was not like you had a stack of trade offers and things on your desk. The summer's kind of a slow time for hockey, as it seems.
It is, and the cap going up 1 million. I mean, it's tight. Even to get cap compliant yesterday. It's a juggling, everybody talking to teams. We're all in the same situation. How we're going to do it, how you're going to get, be ready for the cap, under the cap, ready to go.
So who's your cap guy over there?
Mike Burke's doing a great job.
Doing it, yeah.
Obviously with Chris was hitting, Mike did it together, and now Mike's doing it. So yeah, it's a team effort though. And I'm learning different rules, how, there's all these different things that go into it that I didn't realize. I'm like, is that how it works? So like, oh yeah, if you put this guy down and bring him back, he's got bonuses. You can't, that money's there. So there's just so much more to it. And I think this is the first time when you're really grinding out the numbers and it's just been so tight. This is probably the tightest we've had in the 12 years I've been here.
Is it too much to know and do yourself? Basically, like there's so many loopholes, not even loopholes. I don't know what the term would be, but it seems like there's a million different ways or implications. It's to worry about talent and team and who you want and when you want them, and then to understand all the implications of the salary cap. You got to have a pretty good understanding, but it feels like it's more than a one-man job.
Oh, it is. I mean, you have an idea what you want to do. Can I do this? And then Mike Burke will go and no, you can't do that, Greg. He's like, this is where we need to go. I'm like, okay, so can we do, and then we just work through it. Mike's done an amazing job. I mean, he really, this, and plus you want to get as close, some teams are $1 away. We want to get as close as we can to the cap.
If you're going to go until TR.
Yeah. Exactly. If you need to go and have some wiggle room, and obviously with the injuries had with Pelche, Shillington not being here, and Rooney, it throws everything off. It really does. And you're trying to, walk that tightrope to how, hey, you need to have room during the season. If you have an injury, if you need to have a goalie, if we need another goalie, that we got to have room for that. I mean, so there's a lot of things behind the scene, but it's definitely not a one person. It's nice to have Don there and Dave Nonis and Brad Pascal, but obviously Berkey is day to day. He's grinding those numbers. So yeah, we're starting, I think we have $56,000. So it's tight. It really is tight.
It sounds like a lot, but for hockey players, that's not a lot to you.
Yeah, no. So did you find, just in terms, and we could talk about UFAs and just what Toffoli gets traded, Backlund gets re-signed, but from a trade perspective and dealing with other GMs, the art of trying to craft a deal. Did you find other GMs? Because we talked about it. They're going to test you.
Sure.
They're going to test the new guy. Oh, Craig, a great guy, nice guy, new in the job, lots of pressure. Let's see if we can grind him. Not a lot of guys looking to help you out there, I'm guessing.
No, I mean, that's their job too. I mean, obviously some of the offers that came my way, I said, I'm not just doing a deal. We have good players, and I have in my mind what each of their values is right now.
Yeah.
Would that change later? Hypothetically? Yeah, maybe. But right now I have something in mind. And if, I never got that, I wasn't going to do anything, because the one thing, the guys all are under contract, and, hopefully now that they're back, you see a little bit of a shift, that they're excited. Bax is the first one to be the captain, to re-sign with us. That's kind of, I wanted to see where they're at the end of the year. I could tell they were not in a good place, obviously not making the playoffs, all the Darryl stuff. It was a negative atmosphere. So we wanted to change that, and then kind of see, with everybody coming back, where this team's really at. We obviously missed the playoffs. That's not good enough. So we got to, figure it out and start moving forward. And we'll start tomorrow against Winnipeg.
It felt like he was your guy all summer, and a lot of the players said it's a few years coming. Where are you at on it? And what can you take us behind the curtain on why there wasn't a captain for 2 years?
It felt like we mentioned it, and Darryl just did not want to have one, and in the end he made the decision, I'm not going to have a captain, which in a Canadian market, I understand he's saying there's a lot of pressure, a lot more focus, but also you need that guy someone to kind of go into Darryl's office and say, hey, we need a day off. And no one felt like they could do that, and maybe that was part of what Darryl was saying. Hey, I'm going to run this thing the way I want. I don't think there's a clear-cut captain, which, talking to the guys, there was a clear-cut captain. It was Backlund. So I don't know why for the 2 years, Darryl didn't feel comfortable with it, but now that we have one, I think it definitely kind of sets a hierarchy in the team, and the guys seem really, really positive. And they always believed, even at the end of the year, I was talking to Rasmus, he goes, Craig, we need a captain. And that was on the LA Anaheim trip. So right at the end of the year, like I said, next year we will have one, and that's, I still was just assistant GM. I went to Brad and said, we have to get a captain in here.
How close were you to making other deals? The Toffoli one happened early. We talked about the draft.
It's draft eve, wasn't it?
So much going into how popular and how valued those picks were probably kept you from doing some deals because teams wanted to keep what they had. But was there a point at this summer where you thought, we might be getting this done, and then maybe it doesn't happen for whatever reason?
No, not really. I mean, the weird thing at the draft, I thought, because draft picks kind of, they make trades all the time. You see all the different things, but the last year draft, nobody wanted to move a pick. No, don't want to move a pick. Would you do? No, not going to do that. Not going to do that. It was quick no's on most things when you call just, hey, would you consider? No, when we came to a draft pick last year. So, even when we did the Toffoli deal, you're always, could I get a second? You're looking for a second. It was hard, but I was happy to get a third. We didn't have the third, got our third back. And then get Sharangovich, you feel like, okay, we got something. I felt like with Toff, he kind of wanted to resign early, but then it went sideways with us, and those things happen. So I thought to kind of be able to get a pick, to get a player back, was something that it worked out. It made sense. Obviously you always want to get higher picks as you're trying, but that was the best I could do. And I thought it was a good fit for us. So, but on other fronts, I mean, you'd talk to, and it just there wasn't a lot of movement. I mean, you sat there the first day. I was wondering if anyone else was going to trade some picks, but it just didn't happen.
I think it was the first time in ages that we didn't see a first rounder move on the draft floor. I think there was like 10 or 11, but most of those were ahead of the deadline.
Yeah. For Elias Lindholm, I think it's fair. It's been more about trying to re-sign than see what's out there as far as a trade. So much has been talked about this term. We could tell what the term's probably going to be. It's going to be a max term deal, quite likely, if it gets done. But is this something that you're talking with his agent on are you on a daily basis? Is it every few? I guess, where would you say you're at right now with a potential extension for him?
It's tough because you're trying to figure out, and you're also trying to figure out where this cap is going. I think Gary came out the other day and said 4.5. You've talked to agents, it's 6 million. What is the real number? Where is it going? And, even like this year, we didn't have a lot of wiggle room. Guys' contracts bumped up. They got their money this year. So, I think we had very little kind of room to make moves, to sign a free agent, to, we were tight against the cap, and you'd like to have a little bit of a cushion because there are players and deals out there. If you have some cap room and you could take back money, it's really making the art of the deal right now is how does the money work as much as doing the deal. If you could there's probably deals out there to be had, but the money never works. It's amazing how hard it is to do it. And every team's right up against it. And some of the teams that are kind of do have money, they're not looking, they're just going young, they're going in a direction, and they're building through the draft and younger players. So, it's not as easy as I thought on this side, but hopefully when the cap does go up, there'll be more opportunity.
Yeah. Because for a guy like Elias, that's your number one center. And if you sign him, you're set. And if it feels like if it doesn't happen, it just almost feels like it's going to change the direction of the entire
franchise. You have a
franchise,
number one center, right?
Then you're almost kind of thrust into I guess we're going young type of thing. It's a big one for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. I mean, and that's the thing. It's never as quick as we'd like. You just saw, Scheifele sign yesterday and Hellebuck. So, you just don't want it. You're working through it and it's slower than you want. That's the thing. I know people would, when are you going to get things done?
Yeah.
It doesn't, it doesn't work quite that way, but we're working through it. Dave Nonis here has been excellent. He's been really good. He's doing a lot of the day-to-day negotiations because there's so many things going on behind the scenes. It's nice to have Dave here and part of it. And, because there's conversations for, those hour-long conversations that it's easier for him to do than me. And I'm trying to do do other things, getting ready for the season tomorrow.
Is it hard not to take personal sometimes? Because remember Brian Burke, his thing was, you tell me one time you don't want to be here, you'll never play again, I'm getting you the hell out of here. That sort of thing. I don't think you can have that anymore, but it's got to be tough not to take it personal when you're talking with someone who you feel like you have a good relationship with. Let's get something done. I'm not sure what the hell's what's wrong with us. What's wrong? What the hell? Like it at some point it still feels kind of personal, doesn't it?
Maybe a little bit. I think the day that I felt the most personal was in the summer or after the season during the playoffs when, all the reports came out that no one wanted to be here.
I remember that.
What the heck is going on? My wife's calling and she's like, I'm like, I got to get on Twitter and see. And I thought, geez, I just talked to the guys and even backs. I mean, it wasn't a hard no for anybody. Yeah. It's just, where is it going? They have lots of questions. And my thing was, hey, if Bax resigns, does that get the ball rolling? And even when we were at the, we're in for the draft and we went to the awards. I mean, just having Bax, Frieda and his dad there at during the day, they came down, the scouts are all there. We had a big lunch. He sat there for about 2 hours and I'm thinking in my mind, why would Bax want to leave?
This doesn't seem like
no. And then him and I, we sat and talked for 45 minutes and it was good. I mean, it was just, he's just like, wasn't sure. Had a tough couple years, had played really well, but he said it was a challenge, Connie. Like I said, okay. I said, I get it. I go take some time off and let's regroup and let's not make any rash decisions. And then this year when he came back, I said, how you feeling? And he said, you know what? I want to be here. So that's what you're kind of hoping for with each guy. I mean, I know each guy's different situation and their family situation, but with Bax, he just said, no, I want to be here and let's get moving. So that was a nice one. And we're working through the other guys and it's just slower than we would like. That's all.
It seems like the one consensus thing, no matter who you talk about, is that spirits are great right now and no one's lost. Everyone jokes about spring training is the best baseball because every team's happy. Nobody's lost a game that matters. And it's the same sort of vibe. But I mean, you go back to that Friday in June and it was like, nobody wants to be here. And all of a sudden it's like, well, it seems a lot more positivity, a lot more openness to the idea of being career Flames for some of these guys.
Exactly. I mean, it really is. I mean, that's the difference between, hey, and like when I say have fun and it's a place to come and have fun and enjoy yourself. Also, this is professional sports. We're here to work and win.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the translation, sometimes people are like, oh, you're just going to have a big party. No. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to have life. We want to have fun and pick your spots. When there's time to do things that are fun and on the ice, we can joke around and have fun, but it's also a place of work, and we have to be ready to go because, I got high expectations for the team, and I hope they have high expectation. I was very disappointed with the way things went last year. I thought we were going to be better. It didn't work out. And, the start of the season here is really going to tell us a lot.
Yeah, you got a big road trip right out of the gate. The roster is finalized. You do make a waiver claim in AJ Greer.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at your lineup, what do you see? How confident in that group are you? And tell us about the latest addition to it.
Well, I think AJ, the one thing, we were looking for, talking to Ryan, what do we need? What are we lacking a little of? He says, well, obviously with Luch being gone, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like, AJ, he's a willing guy, competitive, stick up for his team, big, he's 6'3", 210, he can skate, and he brings that energy, but he's also going to, he has some sandpaper, and he will stick up for his teammates. I think that's the one thing when you don't have that, it's nice to have some, just to know someone's got your back. I saw Coronato get hit the other night in Vancouver, and I thought, you don't love that, but it is what it is. But you would like to have a little bit more toughness around and sandpaper. And I think, that's what Greer brings.
Yeah.
So that was something nice. We were able to get off waivers, and we're excited about having them.
The lineup as a whole, just the feel right now when you look at that, you're like, okay, these are my guys.
Yeah, these are my guys. Yeah. I mean, obviously with Matt Coronato coming in, playing as well as he did, Savvy's going to, he loves him on the power play, loves that he's a right shot.
Mm-hmm.
He says that's the one thing. He can shoot the puck, right shot. We always need right shot guys is
Forever.
Coaches always want right shot guys.
Yeah.
So it works out good for us. And, you just see it's not all just the goals and the points, but winning puck battles, out competing, he took a couple big hits, but he bounces right back up. He's a thick frame, not a huge guy, but it was definitely, it was exciting giving him the jersey yesterday, even though Savvy wrote the number down in practice, 27. I'm like, really, Savvy?
Yeah.
So I said, Matt, you already know. He's like, I kind of know, but I'm still excited.
Yeah.
So he had the jersey.
Yeah. That, of course, he makes the number change from his training
Yes.
cat
Yeah.
number 39. That was, had he made that request, or how does a young kid go about, can I get that? I'd like that number if it's available.
You kind of, the thing was, because he was 19 at Harvard, he was 27. And I think just downstairs, he was talking to the trainers and they said, what is your number? Like, what would be your number? And he said, if I had a dream number, it'd be 27. Like that would be, so that's how I kind of got the information early. I'm like, has he ever mentioned? He goes, oh yeah. He mentioned out of the numbers that are available, 27 is kind of the one he would love to be.
Every kid wants 44.
Yes. Well,
You start with
kids,
44.
we don't let people
And
wear
then
44.
I was going to say it
Chris
feels
Butler.
just out of respect. You kind of have that one.
Yeah, you don't want to disrespect.
34, 44, we keep them hidden.
That's right. Yeah. Did you ever come close to contemplating keeping 3 goalies and telling Dustin Wolf? What's that conversation with him?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could tell he was disappointed, which he should be. You know what?
Sure.
He's done everything he can. The one thing I said, I still don't want you not to play games. As young as you are, we need you to play as much as you can. And he loves playing games. He's like, you're right. I've only backed up my first year in Everett. And other than that, I've played a ton of games. So I would rather play games. But to have 3 goalies, we did it one time. And I don't feel comfortable with it. It's just, there's too much. They're kind of battling for the net. It's a weird thing. We would remember Oni Yordio would come out after,
for sure.
and he would come out after and sit in the bench, and then it didn't flow for me, and it didn't make sense. And I think just, especially with having the team here in Calgary, it just, he's done a great job. And everybody wants to see him, the whole city. I mean, probably when I walk around the city, what are you doing with Wolf?
Yeah.
I totally get it, but I also need to make sure kind of he continues to play and he's going to be here. I mean, he's put himself in a great spot and he deserves it, but we also feel very comfortable with the other 2 goalies. So, it's a battle, and, I have to do what's right, I think, for the team. And right now it's to go in this direction.
Didn't Bob Hartley say it was like having a drink machine out on the ice during practice?
Just getting in the way
some
all the time.
big things standing off to the side, getting in the road all the time.
Oh, it was, he said, he told me, I mean, we would have he goes, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not, the goalies don't like it. Nobody likes it. The team, it's just awkward. So I said, you know what? I always remembered Bob saying that. So I said, we just can't do it.
We got about 5 more minutes. Craig
Yeah.
is on a tight one today.
Real quick, we've seen maybe no one bounce around more in whatever you make of preseason lines than Yegor Sharangovich, who you did get from Jersey. Having seen him more, where do you see him best fitting in this lineup, and sort of what being around him? What more do you know about the player? How would you describe him to fans that are going to watch him play tomorrow's first game in Flames Sox?
Yeah, good skater, really smart, sound defensively. You almost want him to take a little bit of more chance offensively, but he's always on the right side of the puck. He's always trying to make the right play. Good stick position. He's got nice skill. He's got a really good shot. Want to see him shoot a little bit more. Really good penalty killer. That was the one thing, even before coming in, we said he can kill penalties. So you're going to see him doing that. And overall, he's a little quiet, we interact, but it's definitely, he's a quieter guy. And, from my point of view, I just like to see him, those one-on-one battles, win a few more of them, and then shoot the puck a little bit more.
From a GM standpoint, I'm wondering, just you talk about the lineup. Do you now, it's opening night, Ryan Huska and crew, here's your team. I'm the GM. I'll be upstairs. Or are you collaborative? Are you downstairs? How are you going to mix with the team? Because everybody loves Connie. Everybody wants you around. How much influence are you going to have on the every night lineup? Or it's kind of like a parent. It's like, no, I'm just going to see how they do. Let's see what we've got here and test the waters. I'm curious because you're a passionate guy and you're going to want to be in there with everything, but it's a little different now.
I've watched it both things. I talked to like Brian Burke, he said, Connie, what you have to do, like Brad definitely liked to be down there, part of the lineup a lot. Like he had, that was his thing, and I said, and then Brian Burke was, no, you hired the coach, you let him do the job. You don't get down there as much. So there's two different ways to look at it. I think I'm kind of I got to let Ryan be the coach, pick the lineup and be the coach. I'll give him the players and then let him kind of do it. But you know what? The one good thing is Ryan's like, what are you seeing from above? Do you see, what are you guys seeing? So he asks questions and he takes all the information, but I'm going to let him pick the lineup, pick who's playing with who. And, I think that's why you have a coach. I picked him for a reason. Now I got to let him do his job. And, up above, I might be, I don't know about that, but we'll see, see how he does. And I thought Bob Hartley did a great job when he was here. He had a good pulse. He's down there more often than me, and he knows what's going on, and he knows who the players want to play with. I mean, and who has the chemistry. So yeah, I say that right now. I'm going to let him do all that, but I'm going to, it's good because we collaborate. He talks, what are you seeing? He's open, go down after the game and who'd you like? Who didn't you like from above? And it's interesting because sometimes they like on the ice somebody and I'm like, oh, I didn't think he was as good, but maybe I have to watch some of his shifts to see.
It feels like it's a collaborative group.
It is. You know what? They're open. And I think having Savvy down there, he brings real life to the bench. I've heard the guys, they're enjoying having Savvy down there. So, it was just like a player. Some of the chirps I've heard him see, I'm like, oh, he still thinks, he's quick-witted. And I think that's good. It's kind of loosens the bench up a little bit.
How much are we going to see Jarome around here this year, and how's the collaboration with him?
I was just going to ask. It's probably the number one question I get is what's
after Wolf,
Greg and Iggy? How's that? Where?
He's what like the one thing this year he's coaching.
Yeah.
So he's got Joe, but I literally text him, talk to him all the time. He's watching games. He's he's got ideas on everything. Is there something here? Can you call this team? What about this team? Mm-hmm. He's very, even though he's not sitting here every day, he's watching, and I said, hey, do you mind? And then I said, as players come through in the Western Hockey League, would you mind go watch this game and watch these 3 or 4 players? Okay. Our guys from Vancouver are coming through. Would you mind taking for a coffee? Talk to him. I mean, the one thing about Jarome, even when he talks to the players, whether it be Hanzig, he's like, hey, you know what? You're shooting it so hard. It's almost like you got to let the goalie get set. Just take an extra second because they'll move and there'll be a little bit of room, little things like that. You have a guy that scored 600 goals in the league. You see the kids looking at him like, oh, okay, I'll try that. Instead of just trying to get it off as fast and hard, he goes, you're almost not giving the goalie time to get out of the way a little bit. Yeah. So little things like that. So he's always talking to guys. He really enjoys Klapka too. He's always down there. He likes the size, likes what he sees. And, and even from the summer development camp, I mean, he was right here to the end, and you're going to see at some point him getting an opportunity.
Well, you can keep watching this one because Retro, he's not here right now, but tons of advice, lots of great ideas. Retro, and never more than a text or a phone call away.
You know what?
miss
My
those too.
my wife's agreeing with you guys a lot. I'm like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Hey, Retro, any advice for the new GM?
No, I don't think that.
Not yet.
Well, you're talking about salary cap stuff, and my eyes glazed over. I got bored.
The baby monkey? How's that?
Hey, it's not the most exciting thing for me either, Rat.
I wanted
I'd
to
rather
know
not
what
be
you
doing
made
it.
for Thanksgiving dinner, if you had it catered or what. I mean, these are the important things.
Oh, I had a lot of food. Peter came over. Peter Hanlon, Don, Savvy.
Did he ruin?
I thought anybody who didn't had way too much food though. I was in a food coma after it. I was
Did he
like,
ruin
"Oh."
your Thanksgiving? He ruined my Christmas, Hanlon, the one year.
No, he was great. Little wine, little turkey.
Come
He
on.
left early though. He went home. He's like, I got a lot of work to do, Craig. I
He
gotta get out
didn't
of here.
leave early at Christmas. He started pouring shots. It was
That
terrible.
says you.
Oh yeah,
you
no
ruined,
shots.
Ruined his Christmas one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
4 months and 17 days. That's on the job. Does it feel like that?
No, it feels like now that the season's here, now it feels real. You know,
Okay.
it really does. And I think
Well-
there's still lots of work for me to do.
Are you
No.
going to go? Well, you got to go. So we'll talk to you again about this stuff. But you'll be with the team all the time. You plan on traveling all over, or what do you?
To start, I think I told Ryan I'm going to come the early road trips and kind of see. But I think it also I think the team can, you know, like you said, I like to be around, but you can be around too much as the GM too. So I think, you know, I still love to go watch all the young prospects and scout and see some things. I think they need sometimes the team needs a mental break. The coaches probably will need a break from me. And
And you had said to me, I don't know, I forget where it was, that's still very important for you to see that next crop of
Yeah.
draft eligible guys. That's kind of in your blood.
yeah, you want to be comfortable. You want to know. I mean, I read the reports. It's nice to read the reports and then go to the game and say, oh, I actually totally agree with them, or I don't see it. Like,
Yeah.
why? And then at least when we have all those meetings, I can just challenge the guys, you know, and they'll say, Craig, you only saw him 3 times. Watch him again. They might say, watch this game. If you haven't seen it, watch this game. And that's great because now we have Instat and all this stuff that we use so that I can just go watch the shifts. Oh yeah, I see what he says. Yeah, I missed that. I didn't see that in the game I had, but you don't know if guys are hurt or whatever. I'm just waiting to, draft another Warner. That's what I'm.
So Wings next.
Size.
Yeah. Well,
Forward
there's
or
a big
defense?
right-handed D-man if you want him. He's
I love it.
big and dumb and likes to drink. So it's kind of.
familiar.
Don't know where it comes from.
Hey, you had me at big and right-handed defenseman. Like, okay, good. Let's go.
All right, Wings next Wednesday, and then you'll get me tickets for the game, right?
Sounds good. Let's do it, Retro.
Can't
I'm
wait.
in. Can't wait to see you.
Can't wait.
Oh boy.
Craig, thanks for coming by, man. Everybody's excited. I think how would you kind of describe? I think there's a nervous, excited energy.
Cautiously optimistic.
Everyone wants to really be excited, but they don't know if they
We've been
can
hurt
be
before.
yet. Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm the same way. You know, I saw the team last year. I'm there. You're excited, but you want to see it when the real games start. Tomorrow is going to be a great thing. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, would I say I'm always a positive person, but
Yeah.
there is that. Let's just see how it goes. But I'm optimistic.
There
I'm
you go.
optimistic for sure.
Good luck to you. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for
Craig.
having me. I can't wait to come back again.
Nice. We'll do it again
I'm
soon.
going to wait till we get on like a 5-game win streak.
Yeah,
and come
time
back.
it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just time
for
it
sure.
right.
Yeah.
time
Thanks
right.
for bringing Jesse's name into the mix, Retro. She
Well,
was excited to hear her name.
Give her,
We know
we'll get
who's
her a
the
hoodie
boss.
or something. Tell
Hey,
I got a
avid
barn
listener.
burner hoodie. Yeah.
You want to know who wears your barn burner? My daughter, the youngest one. I'm like, seriously, what are you just like? She loves every picture at school. I'm like, really? A barn burner again? I'm like, do you wear anything other than the barn burner hoodie to school? She's like, Dad, it's just so comfortable. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're just helping. So if
There you
you're ever in
go.
Ontario, see barn burner, probably it's my daughter.
Love it.
Details on how to get yours coming up.
You have to get one.
Yeah.
They're great.
Nationgear.ca.
There you go. Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, guys.
You bet.
Thanks for having me.
We'll break. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Show continues here on a Tuesday. Thanks to Craig for coming in studio.
Can you believe that a first rounder, eh? Wow. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just, we're back. Okay.
I love that it's not us trying to keep the GM. It's trying to get the GM.
Still
out the door.
Connie.
It's like, we don't want to make you late. You have things. Don't get us in trouble. So, so there you go. Craig Conroy. I do. It's a lot because he talked. I still want to go and see the young kids play and the draft eligible guys. Well, you're also going to have to go and watch NHL guys that you potentially might be trading for.
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch your own game. You want to watch your own draft picks.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. You know, it's
big stuff. I mean, and I do think, like, to your point that you made, like, he is, if you look at the skill set of why he became a GM, it's more scouting than anything else in terms of like where he spent his time in the last, 10, 14 years, whatever it was. So and if you're going to be stamping guys with your name on them at the draft, you want to see them. You want to know.
How would you handle it if you're a GM and you've got a new coach and it's a new team? You want hey, here's the squad. And I guess it depends what your relationship is with the coach. And I think it's probably a good one with him and Ryan Huska, but you want him to feel like he's got the autonomy and freedom to put his lineup together. I just wonder how long it would take if you're not on board with it before you go downstairs. Like, listen, this right winger here.
Hunt on the top line.
I'm
Really?
just not seeing it. How much rope do you give your coach there?
Be based on wins and losses. You'll have lots of rope if you're winning. Well, I might be wrong in my opinion, but
I think you nail that one. And I just think the nature of those guys is to be talking all the time anyway. So, hey, he says Ryan's going to ask him. I mean, I don't think that was the case with Daryl, and that's fine. Daryl definitely had a lot of success doing things his way and not really caring about other people's input that much. And they don't have rings like he does.
And the other thing is too, you talk about how often you could be on the road. If they're winning, you're probably free to do some other stuff. If the team's losing, well, why aren't you with the team? You got to see what's going on. Why are they losing?
You got drama on the team. Like, what's going on around here?
I would guess probably up the chain, maybe the owners. Oh, but are you not with the team? What's going on out there? I would think there'd be some pressure to figure it out.
Another tough thing for guys out west is like Kevin Adams here in Buffalo. You drive up to Toronto.
Yeah.
You're there in an hour. Like, you can literally drive to Pittsburgh, be there in 3. Like, you can get around to a lot of different cities just day of quickly. It's not a tough travel. It's easy to accomplish. It's a different story out west.
Good if you want to watch junior, but that's not for watching other pro teams.
You can do your Lethbridge, Calgary, that whole kind of thing. But it gets going tomorrow. 3 games tonight in the NHL.
Oh yeah, baby!
A swath of them tomorrow, including the Calgary Flames, get underway. We're going to be out and about tomorrow night.
Oh, come join us, would you?
Season opening party tomorrow at Greta, our go-to spot for watching the game. Game will be on the screens. We're going to be playing games, having some food, having some drinks, having a heck of a time. It is the home opener party at Greta, 213 10th Avenue Southwest. Tickets available at nationgear.ca. You go to events and then parties. It'll be in that drop-down menu. But there you see it. $20 to get in. Proceeds going towards kids' sport.
Love it.
There's you're going to get a game card, which is you can use on if you don't know what Greta is, it's a very unique spot. There's nothing quite like a Greta. You go in and there's video games, arcade, pinball, plus it's a club, it's a bar, it's a little bit of everything.
Live music, there's all kinds of things going on.
So you get the $30 of game card, there's swag bags, chance for you to win a spot to the Nation Outdoor Hockey Experience on October 29th.
I think we really need to let that sink in. And without saying what we need to say, you need to understand what we're not saying here. There's an outdoor game in Edmonton at the end of the month. So we're giving away 5 sets of tickets to said.
What we're saying, we're not saying. Game. Yeah, I don't know if it's 5. It says 5 chances to win 2 spots. So it's a little muddy there. Which is, you know what? We're saying things without saying them.
Understand
that's what we're good at here.
You're not going to watch. It's not Oilers Nation against Flames Nation. It's a bigger, higher caliber hockey game than that.
Also, you can go to gretabar.com/events for details there. But yeah, I'm going to be there tomorrow night. 213 10th Avenue Southwest. 213 10th Ave Southwest.
No, a lot of people have RSVP'd. Rhett, it is about 30 some hours away. Are you coming or not?
Yes.
Still a long way.
Hey! Brett Warner's going to be there.
Then I thought maybe I should go to that outdoor game.
Well, both.
No, not both.
Maybe not both.
Not both. Oh, okay. Well, if you're coming, I'll put on clean gotch.
I'll wear a tuxedo.
Well, I'm not worried about your gotch. You do what you want.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So you aren't coming. You play both sides again there, didn't
Yeah,
you?
it's yeah.
So I've got a flight booked. Then I started thinking, because we were talking about the outdoor game. I'm like, well, maybe I should come to the outdoor game.
Yeah. There aren't many. I was explaining this to people, and I was in Vancouver on the weekend. They're like, "So who are these people you work with? What are they like?" Da, da, da. And I was like, "Oh yeah." And Rhett just sort of lives day by day. Like he'll be a guy that walks up to the airport to buy a ticket that day to fly somewhere. No one does that anymore. That used to be a thing.
Yeah.
You go to the counter, like, "Oh, a ticket to Toronto, please." Now it's like you book months in advance. It's online. You get a little boarding pass in your email.
Nobody books months.
No one does that. That's amazing. Yes,
He does.
You know what my problem is? I've learned to accept paying a higher price because I don't know how many times back in the day I'd book flights and then have to change or cancel and just be out.
Or go to the wrong city, wrong day, 2 seats
Yeah,
for one
that-
kid, none for the other. Seen it
They were
all.
very understanding when I
It's a
called
lot,
them.
yeah. I'm sure they were. Yeah.
Usually are.
Usually they are the most easy to get along with. I'm not sure what else there is. Now, AJ Greer, I know you'll probably get into in the Pinder report. I was a little, I'm not surprised. Just, oh, okay. Well, what is he? Well, he's a 26-year-old
Fourth liner. That's what it is.
fourth line, big, was a second round pick going back, but he's an older guy now.
It's grit.
And yeah, they just want some size and some toughness, I guess.
Brett kept asking, what if the kids aren't ready? What if the kids aren't ready? What if the kids aren't ready? And we said, well, there'll be waivers. And that's probably what this is. Because if Klapka was an undeniable force, he'd be on this team. He wasn't. If Zari or Zeri, whoever we're saying it, was an undeniable force, he'd be on this team. Schwint, same thing. None of them were, except Coronato. Pelche's hurt. And so what you do is, if the kids aren't ready, then you go get a vet who's making less than league minimum, believe it or not, because he signed a 2-year pact last year. I like this. And this is what I didn't like about one tiny little nitpicking of how Treliving did work. He always filled these spots with vets. So when waivers came around, I was like, well, you don't have room. This year they had room and the need. And if they didn't have a need, there'd be a kid there.
Yeah.
Like, I like it. What do you got going
Toughness, Rhett?
Sure.
Does this team need some toughness?
I
Need some
don't
grit?
know. If you're good enough to win games, you probably don't need to be as tough, to be honest with you. It's kind of if your lines are good enough and you're rolling them out and the other teams can't afford to take penalties because you're going to score on your power play. But is he tough?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean,
He's willing.
It's not a heavy.
Tough.
He's
Craig,
tough, though.
Craig said he's willing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll come to the defense of his team.
And we're talking about
the only reason I'm making that statement is I don't expect this guy to come in and intimidate other teams.
No, but it's that fourth line identity. Like that, I don't know what the fourth line's identity was last year. I mean, Luch was tough, but he's at the phase of his career where he really doesn't get asked to dance much, and people are smart. They don't want to fight Luch. Trevor Lewis was a pablum player, and we really saw a jolt when Walker Duehr was there. And so what identity does Ryan Huska want to have for his fourth line? And, listening to him and Connie and listening to Connie talk about Jarome, I think they want run around, hit people, be tough, and play with some pace.
So Greer will slot in on the fourth line, effectively taking Dryden Hunt's spot. You can expect a
I would think.
Ruzicka, Duehr, Greer fourth line, quite likely.
I would think so. And look, you've got Hunt right there. So if someone's not moving their feet, and we've talked about Ruzicka a lot about
Had a fine camp.
consistency.
Yeah.
It's like if he's going to start falling asleep out there, then boom, you swap him out for another guy.
Is it curious at all to see him back at the center spot after
No.
basically being tried as a winger all camp?
I just don't think he's a better top 9 winger than all the other ones they have.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
It's kind of a sign in a way.
They keep trying to find a spot for him.
It'd be great if he could be a center. You love having centers, big, strong, valuable centers. But when you spend all camp at wing, it would speak a little bit to, they're not happy with me at center, I guess. They're trying to
playing him with more talent too. I see both sides of that. He's pretty much played fourth line center the limited minutes he's had the last 2 years. So
he is what he is, I guess.
And yeah, when Pelche comes back, then you got a decision with Hunt, Ruzicka.
Yeah. And who knows what the
And
injuries will
maybe
be
Greer.
by then.
Yeah.
As well, a change from practice. We had seen start of camp, Sharon Govich on the right side with Lindholm and Huberto.
Yep.
Then Mangiapane was in for about a week,
Yep.
5-6 days. And as of yesterday, trying Dylan Dubé on that right side. So they continue, I guess, to audition for the shotgun
Is that a good
side.
thing?
I think we'll find out pretty quick if it's a good thing. I didn't mind Mangiapane there, but I don't think it was the best spot for him because I just don't know that there's enough pace there. I think
Do you mean more so that they're still trying different guys as opposed to who it is?
Yeah, the best thing would be to have a line that's so undeniable you don't even think. Like it was like Lindholm, Johnny Tkachuk. Like, yeah, that those are fun where you just set it and forget it. They clearly don't have one of those. But yeah, if there's a concern here, it's like, how is Huberdeau gelling with his line mates? Because everyone's bullish on the bounce back, but I'm still thinking like, until he starts looking good with his teammates and there's like, oh, there's some chemistry. We didn't see any of that last year where it's like, oh no, now these two are on the same wavelength. We need some of that.
I'll be curious in a way to see as much as who's on the right side, how the other two work together because they didn't play together hardly at all last year in Lindholm and Huberdeau.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're focused, is it Mangiapane or Sharon Govich? Okay, but how are the other two?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of times we see that it's 2-man units
And Daryl made the comments, and we don't know if that was him playing mind games or if he was actually representing what Lindholm's thoughts were. We don't know, but they were odd comments to talk about that Lindholm, implying Lindholm wasn't keen on playing with you.
Without naming names, Retro, or you can name names, I guess. It probably doesn't matter. Were you ever placed with a guy that you just couldn't play with? We can communicate and we can talk and we can kind of
sit before the doesn't mean you can't play with them. It's just not as natural.
Or guys just frustrate you. It's like,
it's not a good fit.
There's lots of that. There's lots of them. There's reasons why guys do have good fits, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the same way. So yeah, it happens all the time. And I would think that Huberdeau, the player has to be good enough to play with them and score when he gets the puck on his stick and make the reads of what a guy like how Huberdeau is going to play. I don't think it's not a knock against Huberdeau. It's you have to have that skill set to complement him.
Yeah. And I think that is pace and get open.
I was going to say before we started the show, you had kind of laid out what Mangiapane is and isn't, and what Dubé brings. And that's
Dubé's certainly a better skater. He might be one of your best. And we've seen both those guys play their off wing. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Sharon Govich got a try there. I mean, he's another guy that's played with 3 different centers in camp. You want to talk about the top line side switching around. Sharon Govich has played on Lindholm's line, Kadri's line, and Backlund's line of points. And it feels like they're trying to figure out where he fits, just like they're trying to figure out who fits with Huberdeau and Lindholm.
I would like to say that was a interesting. I was hoping to see him solidify himself in a role. I think it's good that he looks like a player that can kind of move around the lineup, but I still don't. There's benefits to that when you have injuries. Outside of injuries, I don't think it's a benefit to be moving guys around. I think that I never played forward, but I think offensive-minded players and guys that are they like playing with guys that they get used to and can read off of and kind of have a set identity. And to say, oh, that's great, he can move around. That's good if you're injuries because you got to fill some holes, but really, I'd rather see these lines solidified.
Yeah, and them not keeping Sharon Govich up there tells you something. He wasn't undeniable as like,
that's what I think
what
too.
A great fit there. And I still think like the way they talk about him and the career that he's had, which is really 25 goals second year, down like half that total is third year in the league. Heavy shot, great speed, not great offensive instincts. Now they're talking about him as a penalty killer. Like he's probably going to be more one of those guys that swims in the middle six than ever becomes a top line guy. But maybe the way that he complements a certain player could work. You were just hoping it would be Huberdeau because he kind of has a lot of Duclair tools.
And you look here, you've got Mangiapane with Backlund and Coleman. That's
There's a line that's familiar.
Your old staple. Those 3 have worked together. Not shocked to see them back together. So now you've got Kadri, the veteran, with the rookie Coronato on his right and Sharon Govich on his left.
2 new guys for Kadri.
Can he be the glue to bring those guys together? But
skill there.
We will see it. You should be a great opportunity for Dylan Dubé. Back-to-back 18-goal seasons. You want him to take the next step. Here it is, opening night.
Yep.
If in fact these lines stay together, we'll know more with practice today. But if this is how it goes and rolls out tomorrow, then make it work. Get out there, Dylan, and score 20, 25.
Yeah, I think the job application for the top line, if it's going to be Lindholm and Huberdeau, had to be pace. And Dylan is undoubtedly a player with pace. Need that because Huberdeau is not a great skater and can see guys all over. So just fly and get open.
So now with Conroy talking about your kid, does that break any kind of rules? I know it's different
Tampering? What's
in
going on
college.
Well,
the
Brett's talking about his wife, so he talks
American
about his kid.
stuff. Is that how it goes? NHL GM bringing up your kid.
Yeah. Sarcasm.
Oh, you think?
Sure, the kid will take that well.
Just wants a right-handed defenseman.
Did you see what they're doing on the pairs as well? It's kind of like a spreading out the talent rather than using your best four as your top four. Chris Tanev's not their fifth or sixth best defenseman.
Hanifin, Anderson, Zadorov, Uyghur, and Osterley and Tanev.
Zadorov Uyghur has some serious roller coaster vibes for me. I don't know if that sticks together.
Well, McKenzie, let's see. Hop on the
Zad Dog roller coaster.
Yeah, the roller coaster.
Well, and to be fair, like I really think Uyghur's quite a steady player, but the mistakes are glaring ones. It's got that TJ Brody vibe to it, right?
Are we too hard on Zadorov, or
No, I mean, look, he's a great number 5 because he's physical. He doesn't make a ton of money, and he has a lot of skills. But it's just when you see him in the top 4, you're like, we can't do this. And it's not like they're paying him to be a 4. He's making appropriate money.
Into a playoff series or Stanley Cup Finals and say, right, he's our number 3 guy, right? Like, he is what he is. It's fine.
Remember when Goodbranson came in here and fit like a glove? Mm-hmm. What did they ask him to do? For the first time in his career.
Yeah, just
be a third pair defenseman.
Be a defensive guy. And
he was fucking awesome at it.
Yeah.
And then Columbus is like, come on over here and we'll pay you top 4 money. Guess what happened? It didn't work. Just like every other stop in his career when they asked him to be a top 4.
I feel like Zadorov is one of those guys that you probably try and put him in that mold. It's like, Nikita, here's what we need to do. Yeah. Just stay within this. Simple. Here's your box. Just do this. And then his eyes get big when he sees some open ice because he's a very good skater. He's got a great reach. He's okay with the puck sometimes.
Yeah. It's the decision making. It's none of the skills.
He can't help himself.
It's like, Nikita, you're last man back. Don't dangle 2 guys. Like, just make it off the wall and out plays.
It's like that open ice is like you're jingling the keys to a dog. It's like, okay, I'm focused. What car ride? What? Oh, God. It's like you can't focus. He just gets so excited when he gets a chance to skate with the puck. But I don't know. You know what it is? It's a before game 1 thing for me. Are we Zadorov by game 5? Be like, Jesus Christ.
And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see Tanev and Hanifin together as a second pair and Uyghur with Anderson as the top pair. We saw a lot of that in the preseason. We'll see how it goes. Zadorov and Uyghur, to me, that's a bold move.
And he brought up the name, and there's nothing to be said about it. It does stink. They're going to start the season without Oliver Shillington, and you can't help but wonder if it's going to be. If that
we don't know.
It. We have no.
It could be tomorrow. It could be it could be tomorrow because he's LTIR, so it's got to be 10 games or 24 days. But it could be the day after that. It could be never again. And there's lots of middle ground there too.
Not insignificant.
No.
Young, emerging.
If Osterley's your 7, not your 6,
defenseman.
Like, that's a deep blue line.
Yeah. 1993 Hearing Loss Clinic, founded with a simple mission: make a positive difference in the lives of our clients. Somebody asked me, they're like, "So you doing the hearing loss?" Yeah. Been using the things. Yeah, I've been using it. So what? How is it? I don't know how else to explain. It's like you have headphones in, and they're not. You don't really know they're in, but it's like having AirPods or whatever earbuds, and the soundtrack is what is your life. It's what's around you.
It's a better soundtrack.
It's like you are being played everything that is around you that you otherwise wouldn't be hearing quite that well. That
sounds like a richer life, Dean.
Yeah. It's quite something. Hearingloss.ca could do the same for you. The soundtrack of your life could be loud and clear. One of their BC locations, if it's easier for you: Cranbrook, Creston, Fernie, Golden, and Invermere. I understand there's a new location coming to our city.
Really?
Already 4 in the city.
Top
Jonathan,
secret?
University District, Northwest in the Crowfoot Business Center, and the North Hill Professional Offices. It's worked for many other people. Many hundreds and hundreds of people have walked through the doors and have left with changed lives. Why not you? On Twitter at The Hearing Loss, Instagram at The Hearing Loss Clinic. For you social media people.
Lions skate today, same as yesterday.
So
Greer in, Hunt the spare. That's the only swap.
Yeah. So Lindholm with Huberdeau and Dubé on the right side. Kadri, Sharangovich, Coronato.
Yep.
Mangiapane, Backlund, Coleman, Greer, Ruzicka, and Dewar. Markstrom, net. That's your opening day Flames team. Are we at all? I kind of tried to ask. I doubled around. I asked about Elias at a contract, and he kind of Craig started talking about how hard it is with the cap to make deals and this sort of thing. So, well, as far as an extension, Frank was on the show last week. Frank Baum, he said, I think there's a deal done before opening day.
So better than 50-50. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Might not be better than 50-50 now. Maybe it
May
still
not,
is.
may not.
Poker player, who knows?
Yeah. Are we, barring any further deals, you add Greer, I think you're back to 7 pending UFAs across the board, depending what you look at Shillington or it's a lot of guys on expiring contracts. And if you hold guys to what they say in press conferences, Craig said they can't come into the season with that many guys as unrestricted, just putting them out there with expiring deals. But here we are. Probably harder, as he detailed, harder to get deals done than you think. There's a lot of things that you really want to do that you can't always do.
Just look around. It's been a nightmare for teams to get deals done.
You have a problem with it, Retro? Because you can't sign guys to bad deals. You can't make trades if they're no good. You're kind of at the mercy of what you've got. It's just right now, it's a lot of guys who are in the last year of their deal.
My problem was that they didn't, if they were going to, my problem was I wanted them to clean house and start over. So that didn't happen. So now I don't have a problem with it because it is what it is.
It would be nice to see, like I share your fears.
You could get them signed. I guarantee you we could have them signed tomorrow.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you pay too much money, you can get anyone
No
signed
problem.
for sure. I mean, I think we saw that with Winnipeg a bit yesterday in a way. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But I would like to know if this group's good or not before I commit 8 years to Elias Lindholm. And you do have a lot of time between now and a deadline that I think falls around the beginning of March again.
And Rhett, you said it last year. You hated that they got those Yegor and Huberdeau extensions done before they'd even stepped on the ice. You didn't know what you had, and you fired out these big contract extensions. It's different because you know who Lindholm is.
You know what the players are, but you don't know what
this
this team is.
But you don't know what you've got here.
And I think if it's like, okay, we've played 25 games. This is the team I thought I'd built. If you're Craig Conroy, okay, I know where we sit. Now I would be more comfortable with saying, okay, work on an extension. Whereas if you extend a guy now and you're no good, like what have you locked yourself into here? If you're not a playoff team and you've got all these guys inked, like that's peak pain, isn't it, Rhett? You're not going to be bad enough to bottom out, and you're not going to be good enough to be a playoff team.
At that point, you're going to have to get an owner that's willing to pay money for nothing, right? Because you can still move guys, but if they're not going to be,
it's a miserable spot. As much
that's it's the one bonus. And you're right. The guys that they have on expiring contracts, they would be desirable guys. A lot of them would be desirable guys to other teams that are making a run.
Yeah.
You'd have to work to make the money work, and you get that. But guys would want Noah Hannafin. Guys would want Elias Lindholm.
Oh my
Those
God.
would be if Tanev is healthy, fingers crossed. Then that would be something.
Zadorov even is a third
fit.
pair ad for a
Yes.
team. Like, yes, we bring in this 6'6" monster to take people's heads off. Yeah,
But they all make a sizable chunk of money.
I don't know how many of those guys are over market right now.
You start getting into the year and it's prorated. It becomes
but just to make deals happen, it's a lot. If your owner's willing to, and that's what I meant by the comment. It's even if you signed Lindholm and it wasn't working, and you signed him to more than, well, you're going to end up eating money on that.
Yeah, eat $2 million and move him.
Yeah,
someone
he's
likes
still
him at
a
7 for
hugely
sure.
desirable player, right? There's a whole bunch of guys. Kadri's probably desirable at the right cost, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's totally fair.
Pinder Report, a presentation of Village Honda.
Oh, baby.
I had a photo. I meant to throw it in there. It was our boy Anthony from Village with was it the plate? Is that what it is?
They supported the shield. The
shield.
The league championship shield.
For Calgary. I mean,
we're out there Saturday. What an atmosphere. Woo, 3-0. Are you kidding me?
there are things that make me happy. That
Beat
might
the
be hard
brakes
for
off
you to
Pacific.
believe. I'm sure there's things that make Retro happy,
What, being miserable? Does that make you happy?
that would elicit a huge grin. A lot of teeth in that photo with Anthony and the
whole
championship plate. It's him and his wife is having maybe one of his kids and then one of the players, and he's just Cheshire cat, just big smile going, so happy, loves that Calgary team.
Class of the league.
Yeah.
Get to that
Top
and more.
of the table. Village Honda. New in-stock inventory on the ground. Make your automotive adventures start and end. All of it at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing MSRP. Northwest Automall. Online, villagehonda.com. The good folks at Village present the Pinder Report.
All right. We start with Calgary Flames. Here is your lineup for opening night tomorrow. At least at skate today. Don't look at how Pat spelt Coleman, and do focus on where the players are in the lineup, Dean. Okay.
Come on,
I want to point that out. Huberto Lindholm Dubé, as you saw, Sharon Govich has bounced around all camp. He lands with Kadri, who's got 2 brand new line mates. Neither of those guys were here last year, unless you count game 82 for Coronato.
Congrats, Naz.
Naz made the team.
Here's 2 new guys.
Naz, no excuses from last year. These are 2 fresh guys, hey?
Yeah.
Nothing worked last year. Don't worry. We got you 2 new guys. And then the old reliable Jazz standard, Mangiapane, Backlund, Coleman. Is that a 3M? No, it's not. It's close, though. Yeah, and they were great stretching back to that series against Dallas. Even remember that pivotal Mangiapane goal that seemed to really swing the series a bit in Calgary's favor. Although
there's a Coleman Japani there that you can back Coleman Japan.
It's gonna take some work. We'll workshop that, Dean, and bring you something tomorrow. Maybe.
Thanks.
4th line: Greer, Ruzicka, Dewar. That's a very different looking group last year when we saw Lucic and Lewis out there all season.
Now, question, Retro. When I hear Greer, I immediately think of Rosie Greer and the nickname Rosie. But we've got Rosie Ruzicka. And you've got 2 Rosies on there. Maybe it's just me, but we've got some work to do.
There's a lot of AJs. You could go Styles. You could go whatever. Like there's lots of AJs out there. You can borrow a nickname there. Any nickname ideas, Rhett? New guy.
I got to see him play. I got to get a feel for the man before I could start calling him anything.
If it's Greersy, I'm gonna
not Greersy. It's my
Would that be the most hockey nickname ever?
Oh yeah,
he's Greersy.
Great work. That's what he is in the room.
Where did you come up with it? Where did you do it? How did you put it all together?
What do you think Walker Dewar's nickname in the room is? Walks.
Probably.
Dewar is hard.
Doorsy. Too long.
You know what? It just might be Doorsy. It's hard to get.
It's a lot of in
hard to get around. Yeah.
Walks is probably it.
But hockey.
That's the nickname there.
Let's go Walker.
Markstrom and Vladar, you're starting 2. Not surprising. And I think, as Craig said, the message to Dustin Wolf is not yet, but soon. We don't know when, but be ready. Play, be that guy we've seen in the A, and be ready to be up.
Yeah, it's a conversation we can have,
notice.
obviously, as we get into it for sure. But it's about managing his disappointment. Ultimately, you would be, and as Craig said, good. You want the guy to be pissed off and sour that he's not made the
competitive
team, regardless of whether it makes sense for a cap or whatever. But at what point does it start?
Slap shot. Trade me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the new guy? Well, Ryan Pike's got some info for us.
Oh, sorry. I got away from it.
It's all right.
Babbling.
I babbled as well. Gritty, big, makes below league average. How do you do that?
That hardly seems fair.
That's a deal right there, Rhett. 762.5K. There you go. Low risk. Yeah. What's the worst case scenario? You can go down the hallway to the Heat, as Rhett would say.
Yeah. Head off to Stockton and play your best and see if we can get you back.
Greer, maybe more famous for one play than any other in Boston. Check it for a 4th liner. Look at this. This is like something you'd expect Bedard or like Jack Hughes to do. Watch this. There he is coming out of his own zone on the left wing. Boop. Pokes it around the defender out of the air. Boy, that's just really looking good, isn't it?
Looks really good.
And then dumps it in.
Yeah.
Like when
they said this, I'm like, he's going to do that and then go score. Oh.
No, and then he puts it right on the blocker.
Yeah.
But hey, create those chances. We'll love you.
Am I having a stroke from that?
Yes, you are. And it's Jack's fault. Jack, please see the principal after school. Tonight, hockey. Connor Bedard on the ice in the NHL for games that matter. Finally, fellas. And look at this. Here's our buddy Justin Bourne. Career starting schedule for Bedard. Look at this. At Crosby tonight. Then Bruins in Boston. Then Saturday in Montreal, which is an event. Then Toronto, the biggest market on earth. First 7 days. And then beyond that, Colorado and Vegas, the last 2 Stanley Cup champs. Then Boston again. Okay. Have fun, son.
He is an exciting kid, man.
A lot of bold predictions coming out around him too from people around like this. It's the time of the year for bold predictions. We probably got to do that tomorrow. The guilt-free,
calorie-free predictions. That's for sure.
Yeah, she told me that guy doesn't play both sides of the puck. So
that's what I've heard.
Both
Yeah. What did you say? Overhyped? Wasn't that
a real hockey guy?
Overhyped, right?
Yeah. Doesn't play both sides. Not the best Connor.
Here's your games tonight. 3 of them. Early start alert, Dino. You might be able to squeeze one of these in before bedtime. It's a 3:30 start for the Preds and Lightning.
Interesting choice for the games for opening night.
Don't mind it. A little bit of everything. Love that you get Sid versus Bedard. I like the two expansion teams as a late night cap. I feel like those are fun ones to watch. Preds Lightning, I'm a little.
I don't understand Preds Lightning for sure. Sid,
because if that's like the Panthers there, I get it totally. You're like, oh yeah, Kachuk and the Battle of Florida.
Yeah,
2 for 3, I'd say. 2 for 3.
Yeah, I suppose so. You got, even the Cup champs, Kraken.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, it's the 2 new markets, shiny toys, great jerseys,
all right,
electric buildings. We got to get to Seattle. Can we go to Seattle soon?
I hope so.
Rhett, can you join us in Seattle soon?
Rhett, let's go to Seattle.
Love
it. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
clam chowder.
Winnipeg Jets got some business done. Now, word of the summer, not unlike the Flames, no one wants to be here, no one's coming back, everyone's gone. And then as time passes, yeah, maybe I'll come back if you give me this amount of money. And you know what? I've cooled off the 24-hour rule, Rhett. Maybe it's a 24-week rule, whatever it is. Scheifele, max term. Hellebuck, matching max term. 8+, 8 years. And the guys that, it's their last year UFAs, they're gone. No, they're not. They've got 9 more years left in Winnipeg. They are career Jets, those two.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Right. You said it. We can get a deal done. We can get these guys. We can get deals done right now if you want to.
30-year-olds.
Do not kid yourself. I mean, Hellebuck as the problem with him is he's top 3 in the league, or he disappears, right? So I'm not so against Hellebuck, but I guess what I'm getting at is it's effing Winnipeg, and they have to pay.
Yeah, there's no if you could just somehow get me to Winnipeg, I'd take a little less. This isn't South Beach. This isn't Los Angeles. This isn't to play with Connor.
But if I was running Winnipeg, I would do it differently. I would do the Tampa Bay Rays style. Or I don't know if that's the right comparison, but I would sell all those guys high and reload as youth, young, continually. I'd be like a junior hockey program. Every 3 years, we reload and we reload and we reload. Yep.
And they have been that, right? They traded Trouba. They traded. They were
until
that
you find the right mix, because this is not the right mix. Until you get the right mix, and they all want to stay and ride it out. Great. Until then, I'm just going to keep. Sure, I'll sell.
And that is the odd part to me. Signing these guys of these caliber is not crazy at all. To do it after 2 seasons where the first one, Paul Maurice quit on coaching. He was so done with this group. And the next, their head coach questioned their leadership group and their willingness to really want to win, essentially. Coming off those 2 years, you re-up this core. I like a lot of the players there, but something didn't feel right, and bringing everyone back does feel a little weird.
Exactly. It's felt that way for a long time. A few years ago, when they went up against Vegas and Reeves single-handedly intimidated them out of the playoffs, which was sad, I thought they had a core that was going to start to take over. I really did. I thought, man, that Cheveldayoff's done a great job. And then you start hearing guys wanting to leave. Who was the big Backlund leaves?
Myers leaves in free agency. Shabbat's gone. Trouba's gone.
Trouba wants out. And Shabbat, like, all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute here. Whoa, something's not right.
Sherrod, sorry, not Sherrod.
Anyway, I think that Cheveldayoff's being, again, I think he's in Winnipeg and he thinks that he has to keep these guys and overpay maybe a little bit. I'd do it opposite. I think he's being too loyal. The 1 year they had a great team. They didn't go out and get Giordano or a defenseman. It was a chintzy fucking move with a team that was real good. And
like a Jordy Ben or something, like a seventh defenseman. That's
right.
What they did, instead of getting a tough
I think he's done a lot of things wrong. I think he's run a tight ship and scouted and picked good picks, right? As far as making use of their draft picks. But to me, there's something wrong with that room, and maybe it'll change this year, but I don't know.
So Wheeler's the real substitution there. That's the only guy that isn't.
Let me devil's advocate this though.
Yeah.
Because I looked, I think there's 7-year extensions. They didn't go max term.
Are they sevens?
Sevens.
Okay, my apologies.
8.5.
Harf.
8.5. Is that crazy money for either player? Are they overpaid?
I think it's crazy money because, and I'm not disagreeing with you on the goalie, because a goalie can win you a fucking championship.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that any year he could be a Vezina 5. Right.
Scheifele disappears whenever he feels like it.
Yeah.
He can be a great player, but he absolutely shuts her down if he feels like shutting it
8
down.
years. Oh, sure. That's his last deal. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to pay more to get guys. It's hard to get guys there. Both are quality hockey players,
Yep.
whether or not they're the
I
best
thought
at their
Scheifele
position.
was a top 5 guy for a while.
Yeah. And Scheifele's a setter.
It's kind of come under fire the last few years.
8.5. I
but
don't.
if it's 8.5 for a guy that doesn't want to be there and isn't going to give you everything he's got, that's
I
my
know.
Well,
But I also wonder too, what was the room like? Because I feel like Scheifele's part of it is the other thing, but just devil's advocate. Is the book closed on Scheifele playoff performer? I think there's time for him to redeem himself a little bit, to try and mend that image a little bit. I don't know. We're talking about Lindholm north of 9.
He's a better offensive player than Lindholm. He is a sinkhole defensively. That's the problem with Scheifele.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're going to be a wear a letter number 1 center guy, you have to be able to play some defense.
So you take whatever it is, 8.5, $17 million. You go to the free agent. Maybe you trade them and you get something back, I suppose. But if you take that money
for those two guys,
to free agency in the summer,
no, we know that
you're not going to.
Nobody's fucking signing in Winnipeg.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, is this?
It was rebuild or re-up. There was no, we'll replace these guys.
And you look at their cap; they still have a ton of cap room. They're not near the cap. They're
projected cap space 2.3.
That's it. And honestly, 2.3 doesn't sound like they get the Grand Canyon compared to most teams.
Yeah, they're in a very good spot, league comparable.
Yeah.
And then the cap goes up a little bit.
They also kind of been drafting in that 15 to 32 hole for a long time here. And it's easy to say, just be patient and build through the draft like they did at the beginning. Their picks were higher. And it's tough to get stars in that range. Like it's the, Perfetti, Axel Johnson, Fallsby. Whatever.
At the end of the day, the thing I'm most surprised is that it's not undeniable money for those guys to stay. It's not max term, and 8.5.
Yeah. It feels about right.
I feel they both would have got that in a market maybe that they'd rather be in.
Or
it's
close
interesting to me that they would choose to stay.
Because that is the way I view it. They are choosing to stay.
You're right. But the other thing that they might be thinking about as far as, okay, are going to get that somewhere else? Sure. But maybe you want to make yourself tradable as well if it doesn't work out.
I don't know. One of the thoughts was that Hellebuck's mind changed when they basically said, sure, if you want, go shop yourself.
Yeah.
No one was willing to do this money except Winnipeg.
Because all we hear is the cap's going up. You want to be a UFA next summer.
That's the goalies. It's different because there's not room for more than one goalie to get paid in the NHL.
But for him, it's different though.
If you're going to make what Hellebuck makes.
So
what contender doesn't have a goalie would be, and is that team in a position? It's a really, really small list.
Florida gave Bob 10, and they were not
but what have people learned since then? No one's gone to 10 cents.
Yeah, but still, it took one team. He got paid 10, and they were not a playoff team.
No, but my point is that and Carey Price are the lessons that all the GMs have learned. Don't give a goalie 10.
I still think there's.
What's Scheifele getting in free agency? You really think?
I think it's probably something close.
I think the
$7
GMs have. I know it's a weird year this year because of the cap and stuff, but I do think that GMs have learned. I don't think it's
goalies.
I don't think it's Stupidville anymore.
Yeah, there's not as many dummies. We always used to joke, you need 2 or 3 guys in the league. Anytime they call, there's a red siren on your phone.
And a lot of time, the Stupidville doesn't go always to the top guys, does it? It goes to a guy that you don't think of. You're like, why are you paying this guy 6.5? He's
exactly.
Good Branson, right? Like,
totally.
What are you doing?
Following a storyline we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, let's go to an Eastern Conference team and look at their lineup. Why would we do that? Oh, there's Matty Phillips making the Washington Capitals third line with Strome and Sonny Milano, the former Duck.
And potential Flame, was here on a PTO last year.
Sonny Milano, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No,
so Garnet Hathaway, Flame, leaves, goes to Washington. Great player.
Yeah, real good player. That was
Sonny Milano,
the first Kachuk extension. Yeah,
came in last year. PTO, didn't stick. Became an everyday regular for the Caps. Now, Matthew Phillips.
Ritchie brothers. Oh, maybe not them. Yeah. Phillips. Good for him.
Shit!
Kick some ass, kid.
Happy for him.
Really happy for him.
So great.
Sounds like the boys love them too. How
Light
could
it
you
up.
not? Yeah.
Shit.
Let's go to the NFL, friends, where the San Francisco 49ers look like the best team at football, and why wouldn't they? They've won 14 games in a row in the regular season.
Good team.
That's a lot in a row. And it doesn't really look like they've been tested much. And they don't like Dallas either. There's George Kittle, 1 of 3 touchdowns. Bleep Dallas, he says on the shirt under his jersey. You can get fined for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so. You get fined for everything.
You think he
so I
cares?
would think
Puck Dallas? What?
Puck. Yeah. Yeah, he's a big
maybe
Dallas
he didn't
Stars
know
fan.
that was the shirt he was wearing.
It's a
Maybe he had one that
fanatic
said,
super-
"Hi, Mom." And it's like, oh, is this my Bleep You Dallas shirt?
No.
I can't believe I wore that.
They're both gray.
Look how red my face is. I'm so embarrassed.
Last loss for the Niners, week 8 of 2022. Whew. Franchise records 15 in a row. That was back from 89 to 90. I feel like there were some good quarterbacks back then, Retro. 89, 90.
Yeah, well, the guy taking the hikes right now is pretty good.
Yeah,
Guess
Mr.
so.
Irrelevant, not so much. Big save, Brock.
Big save. Brock Purdy is doing some stuff that not a lot of quarterbacks have.
4
It's crazy.
Mayhors yesterday or 2 days ago over Dallas. Not bad at
Oh,
all.
boy.
Okay, Major League Baseball, where are we at? We're in playoffs. We're in the divisional series. And we have a sawed-off series between the Twins and Astros going back to Minnesota today. We have the Orioles going to Texas in an 0-2 hole. The Trash Birds, what happened to you? Over 100 wins, and then they dropped 2 at home to start their postseason. They got rusty, Rhett. They got rusty.
Momentum. You got to have momentum.
The 2 National League series are off today. They'll be back tomorrow with the scene switching from Atlanta to Philadelphia.
Can you get behind any of those teams?
I'm
Just the Orioles being in that division that you just I'm
kind of behind the Orioles because they were so bad for so long, and they've done an incredible 2-season turnaround where you're like, whoa, 101 wins from like doormat. That's impressive.
Texas, I still feel like there's that
I love Simeon, but
Odor.
No,
remember their
there's none of those
manager
guys
from
left.
Bat Flip era.
I know there's just none of those guys left. If you try to hate the Rangers, there's no one left to hate.
The Astros, I'm done. That's enough.
Yeah,
You can go away for a
I'm sick
while.
of you.
And the Twins, you want to be happy for them, but
Correa against his old team. That's a good
Oh, yeah.
storyline there. I like
So,
that one. So
maybe I
National
just
League, we
don't
have
like
the
things.
Dodgers trailing Arizona, and Atlanta in dramatic fashion sawed off that series going back to Philly, which will be upside down with Harper and Co. getting the split on the road.
our buddy Frank.
Oh, he's been ringing the bell on
He'll be
Twitter.
going. Did
Ringing
they
the
get him
bell.
to ring the bell? Is he a big time celeb?
Oh,
out
he's
there?
just on Twitter when they win. He says,
I
ring
see.
the bell. That's
Yeah,
what he says. NBA. Boy, what a weekend.
Oof.
No kidding.
Take it
Yeah.
all in.
At Rogers Arena, where chants of "We Want Dick" echoed for about half an hour before their first round draft selection. Grady Dick came onto the floor and looked
Oh, is
great,
that what it
Dino.
is?
Yeah.
So that's your photo?
C'est moi. Yeah. The Quinn Hughes Grizzlies jersey is a vibe. By the way.
Tell Rhett what you did.
I went to Vancouver for the weekend. Just 2 days.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Let's give
Ryan
thanks.
went to-
Thanks for the NBA.
Ryan went to Vancouver to watch
'Tis the season.
random neutral spot.
That's preseason
hoops.
basketball. It doesn't get more intense than that.
Well, I mean, you haven't been out of town for a while, so it's good
That's
for
right.
you to get out and enjoy
Yeah.
things.
Saturday to Monday.
Itching.
I was home by midnight last night. No sweat. Okay, move along. What a weekend
Hate your family, eh?
for our boys, Calgary FC, Rhett. You want winners? You got winners. Let's have a look. They
Too bad you
knew they
couldn't
were
be
going to
there.
win. They invited all the fans onto the field. Look at this. Beautiful
nice.
stuff.
Too bad you couldn't be there.
I was there. Don't worry. Right from there to the airport. It was quite a move. Look at this.
What a-
Chaos, Dino. We got a winner.
Hey, what a show he's running.
Coming in hot too, and like small backpack, underwear, pit stick, toothbrush,
Toothbrush
go.
in the front pocket, wallet.
flying to get there. Yeah, that's good.
Of course he was there, Retro.
Why not?
I
course.
would.
You know better, right?
I
Ross?
do.
Cool,
I,
would I not be?
Yeah.
I was trying to be smarmy and a bit of a smart ass.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Right,
The game
was
ended 2
stuck it
hours
right at
before
you.
the flight. We can thread that needle. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, I was there.
Oh, I was there.
Touche.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day out
Yeah.
there. And another beautiful one coming up on Saturday as they host Forge. Stinking Forge.
That's
Playoffs, Red. Playoffs.
hit him up, Tommy. Come on now, buddy.
Come on, Tommy. goddamn.
Playoffs.
Let's go.
That's right. 3 p.m. on Saturday. Stinking Forge from Stinking Hamilton.
Yeah.
Top seeds are the Cavs. They host. If they lose, they stay in the tournament. If they win, they jump right to the finals or to the semifinals. Excuse me. So how about that? 5 teams get in. So it's a weird little bracket. We'll show you that tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll have a chat with Nick Ledgerwood that will strap on to the end of the program. We'll be giving away tickets this week for the first playoff game for the Cavs.
Is it in the night, baby? Jump for the Cavs. Hey.
I could turn that into a song. Get the Foot Soldiers to work on that.
All right.
Take that to the studio. Look at this photo. Yeah. Isn't it neat when they show that the players when they were kids? Somebody sent this. I don't know what the hell this is. Let's have a look here. At the top, Robin Greer. In the middle, Rhett Warner. At the bottom, Craig Conroy. What in the hell is this? Beautiful stuff. Thank you to one of our loyal listeners for sending this in.
How do they have a
Regeer's playing for the Wildcats. Retros with all the hardware there. He looks like Duncan Keith. He's got the Stanley Cup, the gold medal, and the Norris there. Wow.
He's a winner.
If there's one thing Red is, he's a winner. And then there's Connie at the bottom, smiling. Aw, shucks. Of course he's smiling.
Yeah.
It's a good
What would
little
that
trio
be
there.
retro? Is that or is that just somebody putting?
There was some sort of program where it was like, hey, these guys will be here.
Like,
Here
I
they
know
were
that
as kids.
pictures. I'm like 8 years old there.
So give us the background. What's that team?
That's Frontier Flyers. That's small town
it is
Sask.
too.
That's before we
Yeah.
moved to Saskatoon. That was you played on 2 or 3 teams then.
Hey, retro. Who are some of the big time players on that team?
Yeah, you're holding the fort on the blue
What
line.
do you
Who's up
remember
front? Yeah.
on that Flyers championship squad?
Wow, the Samolaski boys, they were in there battling hard, grinding in the way.
Name drop.
The Hevenson twins.
Oh, twins!
Yeah, goaltending and
2 of them.
yeah.
You try and contain them. There's 2 of them out there. You can't do it. Can't be done.
It was tough.
You got sonar. It's not fair.
I forget the kid's name. He would say, coach would say, okay, now use your backhand and flip the stick over.
Yes. Ambidextrous. Amphibious even.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amphibious. Yeah. Well, that's good times.
That's good stuff
I
there.
like that, yeah.
Better than this. This is I think this is you and Connie. You guys met up this summer, right? And he's got a lake place up in upstate New York.
Georgia.
Hey, let's just go sit on the dock, have a beer, and hit some balls. Hey, that's fun. There's I think that's Rhett. There's Connie sitting on.
Oh shit!
It hurt.
That's a double whammy.
I'm
Getting
telling
stoned
you,
with 2 birds or whatever they say there. Yeah, there you are.
humans are so stupid.
Yeah.
Again,
I thought we'd run out of stuff. There's more than we could ever put in one Pinder report.
the aliens are out there looking down and they're like, it's too
What
easy.
are they doing?
This is too easy. Let them get smarter before we attack.
It's like, are they culling the herd
I want
first?
some
What are
sort
they
of a
doing here?
challenge because this is ridiculous.
It's probably not weird to be partying with 20-year-olds if you're 50. No, it would be actually, unless you're Will Ferrell. Then it's totally normal. USC, college football on the week.
Same thing. I'm like, hey, is that too much? Like,
See,
You're a
why
big
is, the
deal.
thing is, no one worries about him. Why are we worried about him? Anyone else does that, you're like, who is this crazy old man?
Mhm.
It's beautiful. He's got the
Yeah.
best racket out there.
Dad, I'm in college. I'm trying to wheel a chick. I'm half in the bag. Like, do you got to
Half.
be here?
do you got to be?
Oh, we
the
love
center of
your dad.
attention
Yeah, I know everybody
again?
loves my dad. Everyone loves
Again?
my dad. It's great.
You had your
No.
time,
F off,
Dad.
Dad.
Now, when I say Vancouver, what do you think of?
You
Immediately,
being an
you
idiot.
trashing them over rioting after.
No, but okay, so riding in your city, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Left-wing hippies, doofuses, hacky sack usually go down that lane. Right?
Sadly,
I
at
think-
this point, it's the East Hastings.
Yeah, good place to get a needle in your arm.
I don't think of that. I think of a nice city. I think
Okay.
of
I think
the ocean. Nice city.
Well, when bike polo goes huge, I want you to remember Vancouver as the real nurturing birthplace of bike polo. This is what I witnessed in a park off Commercial Drive on Saturday. Literally, people watching, people waiting. This is polo on bikes in an outdoor hockey rink. What are we doing, Vancouver? How high do you have to be?
Oh my God.
Tie-dye cutoffs. This is
Everyone's trying to find the new pickleball.
whew,
What's the new sensation? We can say
That's
we did
right.
it first.
This is
bike
not
polo.
it. I can
Telling you,
tell
fellas.
that. This is not it.
Now I get it. Like horses are expensive, Rhett, but still, what the hell are we doing?
And where are you
here?
parking a horse in Vancouver? It's can't do it.
I guess that's what the mushroom delivery guys do on their lunch breaks.
There's a lot of guys on bikes there for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your Pinder Report. Village Honda. For life.
Village Honda. Huge selection of used vehicles, all makes, all models, all budgets, 70 units on site, access to more than 400 more inside their dealership group. Make Village Honda your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They are worth the trip. Northwest Auto Mall, Village Honda. Yeah. Is anybody else having internet issues? I'm having internet issues over here.
When Jack played the AJ Greer goal,
I
he
did
had
see
internet
that, yeah.
issues, but after that, we were fine.
I may have a computer issue.
Can we go to the Jack cam and see what's going on over there?
The Jack cam.
Everything looks good on my end.
Okay, that's I'm sure it's probably just my computer. Maybe I need a power cycle.
The Greer video did look like shit.
Yeah,
Yes, it did. Yeah.
we just need to stop doing video, I guess.
It's going to kill the Pinder Report.
Yeah.
You know,
Where would we be without the bike polo?
it's been fun working with you guys.
See you, Ryan.
Good luck with the rest of the
Yeah,
show.
See you later. See you later. Let's do now. Of course, at Friday shows, we do our point spread picks, little football. And what's amazing here is Rhett called an audible, to use the vernacular, right at the end of his point spread pick for Betway. So you know what?
Played both sides, but yeah, he did call.
Jack
him.
wasn't there. Jack is a big Steelers honk.
We got Jack's picks. He didn't have the Steelers in there.
Yeah, and he's been Steelers. It's like Rhett with the Bills, whatever, doing the Bills
Faithful.
every week. And this week, for whatever reason, he finally
He quit them last week. Remember?
Jack quit 'em.
Can't do it anymore.
couldn't do it anymore.
No.
And we had said at the end, watch Pittsburgh, home dog,
Divisional game.
Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin's this is kind of
Coming
one of
off
his
a loss,
spots to
yeah.
find a way. And Rhett's like, you know what? I'm doing it. Kill my whatever
say.
pick. Kill this pick and put my. I'm taking the Steelers. Now, was it an homage for Jack, or did you really feel it?
Maybe both.
It was a bit of both because Jack's been a dick to me the whole time that we've been working together. So it was a
Well,
bit
he's
of a shot, and
Wow.
I trusted that the Steelers were going to do it.
Look at
Smack Canada. That's your boy, Red.
Oh no, I got rid of the Dallas pick. Come on.
No, I think you said get rid of the KC pick because you go Dallas and Buffalo every week.
boy.
You've been very
Back
clear
to
on
500 Reds. Jeez.
And
And
yes,
yes, start.
that. The Steelers win outright. Kenny Pickett not out for the year. Played on the weekend.
Bone bruise. That's all. It's fine. Nice catch. Some toe drag swag from
Oh,
George
yeah,
Pickens.
Pickens. Big straight up win, let alone the +4 astute pick by you, Retro.
Thank you.
done.
Just when Jack quit them. Like, talk
Screw
about
you, Jack.
Come on. Where's your faith in your team?
That's brutal. Like I'm
Unbelievable.
brutal.
And then the Bills,
Can't
they
stick
did not
with them.
The
cover.
Bills were brutal.
They were really bad.
Really bad.
Oh,
Just when you think
and
you know
they're gonna
things
be
about the
horse shit
league.
for they're done now for the rest of the year because
Is that what
everyone's
we're doing
hurt.
again? I don't know. I sort of felt like Jacksonville being there for a week straight. Like, I just stay away from that game. Now I know you're betting the Bills every week anyway, but it just
Yeah.
I didn't know how to handicap that. Not that I'm a good handicapper because you'll see my picks later, but Jacksonville having been there like 10 days just felt like,
Well,
I don't know.
There was a lot of heat coming down from the fans and the media in Buffalo about the Buffalo travel plan and how it did turn out. And everyone and their dog had said, I guess they left. Apparently, it wasn't very scientifically run.
Yeah, they took they went on horseback.
They needed Mike Gillis.
And they
and the
actually
sleep
looked like
scientists,
they were asleep.
Yeah.
Like Allen didn't look into it at all.
I was thrilled to see James Cook got 5 carries.
Yeah. I was very excited.
Not the game
too.
script we wanted.
So yeah, the Bills do not cover 5.5. They lose outright, and then
Dallas
Dallas got
got
absolutely
I should
bludgeoned.
get-
Snot bubbled, as you'd say.
Snot bubbled.
I should get half a point for sticking to my guns.
See what
I
he's doing here?
don't know that that's possible. So 1 and 2 on the week. You're level at 6 and
500 is not
6.
bad, Rhett. That's not bad.
I've been screwed over twice by you fellas, but that's fine.
Not sure that's accurate.
Oh boy, this
Oh.
is bad. This is so bad.
Pinder picks.
I hated these two, and I said it, but I'm just gonna follow the money. Boy, did I hate these picks.
Arizona at home.
Joe Burrow looked all right,
+3.
hey?
If any, and it's easy now, but I had thought you're getting -3 for the Bengals. If they're right, this is a laugher.
They just haven't looked right all year. That's the problem. And
Yeah.
now they look right.
If you
Jamar
can
Chase,
be-
190 plus 3 majors. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, if you can be on them when they start to turn it around,
Yeah.
and the spread is small, and that I guess was this weekend. You took Denver at home.
I take Denver
-2.5.
twice this year. Can't do it again. No, I'm done. Denver, never again.
Dip, dive, dip, dive, dodge.
Ah,
And KC at the Minnesotas.
got screwed a little here. Did you see the officiating at the end of that? Guy took his helmet off. No flag. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Come on now.
The Vikings do not cover the +3.5. So you
That
fall
is
to
miserable. Oh, that's
4
a
and
bad
8.
record. God, that's bad.
And how about
Oh,
Buddy there?
Yeah, Sean Payton, our boy.
You go in there ripping everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Oh, this guy last year didn't do this. This guy here. This guy's got to worry about
Yeah.
his ego. This guy over
And
here
Matt
is his
Hanna
problem.
is some of the worst.
He might have
coaching
seen
I've
this
ever
coming.
seen.
That might have been it.
Maybe shut your pie hole. 4 and 8. You're over
He's
already.
making a lot of money to do with that bad team. Oh,
Jackie boy.
Brees Lightning.
He had the other side of that Jets Broncos game +2.5. Jets win it. Houston at
Oh,
Atlanta.
Dang, how did they not cover that, eh?
The Texans, they've been playing pretty well.
They actually threw the ball to Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Maybe the first
That
time in his
does not
career.
happen
He had like 8 targets,
Yeah.
something. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa. Where's
Lon-
that been his whole career?
London got into the end zone, right? In that game, I believe.
I think so.
Ritter actually
threw
looked
like
like a-
300 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ritter looked like a quarterback, not a running back playing quarterback. That was a big change of pace for Atlanta.
So Texans do not cover the 1.5, and then you were just fine, sleeping like a baby. San Fran -3.5.
And 5 and 7 moves them out of last place. I'm now in the basement. Yuck.
You're right
Some
there.
heavy lifting to do.
You're right there.
Do you know?
I never remember my picks.
You're on Buffalo. I do remember that.
Miami, big spread. They cruised.
Spread.
Really felt like, the Bills. You're better than Jacksonville.
They are. Yeah, they weren't. Weird.
And then Green Bay.
That's
Now
your boy Mike too.
I look back and it's like, wow, no, this line is with Garoppolo. Not a great pick. Not a great pick.
Green Bay looked good early. I don't know that they're good. I don't know that Green Bay's good.
either.
Because I don't think Vegas is good. And they had the ball with 2-3 minutes left. Go win the game. Nope.
No, I didn't look at their run game. Are they doing anything? Because Dylan is a bum. And are they
Jones is
running the
a
ball at
bum.
all?
Pull up the numbers. We'll see what they
Dylan
do.
had a good game yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah,
On
for once
Sunday?
in his life.
Or yesterday, yeah.
I do think they missed Jones though.
Well, didn't he come back?
He came back and then he missed yesterday. Yeah.
He's not. Anyway, look at me searching for.
Trying to justify this thing away.
So basically, Rhett and I are tied for the best record at 6-6.
500. Hey, it's not easy picking against the spread.
I am 8-4. If you want the truth of the matter,
Betway.
Get out of here. AJ Dillon, 20 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh, there you go. All right.
And nothing in the air. That's a good day.
Oh, yeah, for him it's been a Betway. You deserve better from us. We were going to be better.
Tell you what, you start going against our picks, you can make some money on Betway. I'll tell you that right
That's
now for free.
easily done too. It's okay. So
Opposite
the boys
George.
are doing their Betway. They've got the Betway point spread stuff coming on
Mhm.
Friday. Now watch the guy with the hair
Opposite. Switcheroo.
do
those.
everything.
Imagine you're 8-4 right now.
You'd be 8-4,
Woo!
just laughing.
Feeling good.
I'm,
Imagine, Red, if you were 8-4.
I'm.
Just imagine. Get the Betway app on your phone. All the lines are there, plus props and futures, all kinds of pre-built bets. It's a way to get into the game. Bet the responsible way with Betway.
I have a couple quick ones. Then we don't need a board or anything, but it is
yeah.
opening night of the NHL.
Oh yeah.
Connor Bedard, anytime goal, plus 150 in Pittsburgh. That's a fun one because we're going to want to watch that. It's his first NHL game.
Yeah.
You got to come in with a splash, kid. Matthews scored 4 in his first game, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. Against
He
Ottawa.
Yeah, I was against Ottawa. And I've got Vegas minus 1.5. That's plus 137 against Seattle as the defending champs will lift the banner.
Nice.
So just a little bonus Betway for you. I know we had football picks, but it is day one of the NHL. Very excited.
How do we feel about Bedard?
I think he's awesome. Like,
But
what are we worried about?
Because I'm just because you said, and I'm just Seravalli had him for 100 points or something.
Yeah, there's some huge numbers projected, and I'm trying to remember. I think Connor's first year they didn't play, or he didn't play a full schedule, but
Yeah,
he was
did
over a
get
point per
hurt
game.
or something there.
Yeah, I think he had 48 and 42 or something like that. But it's like I am grading him on the Connor McDavid scale, which is one of the toughest scales to grade on. But he had a better junior career than Connor, which is insane.
Yeah.
How could you have a better junior career than Connor McDavid? He did.
Because
So
he
that's-
was coaching Connor McDavid. So
That's right. So what? That's
So if McDavid's over a point per game his rookie year, could Bedard do it too?
yeah.
I mean, if
Connor
betting
plays
against this
both
kid's
ends.
probably been tough.
Now, Red, you say we can't go to Chicago? Didn't you say that a couple
Yeah, I
weeks
said
ago?
don't
We
go to
don't
Chicago
want
anymore.
You got to be careful going to Chicago.
Rough.
Very careful.
All right.
A lot of rusty shanks.
Now you still go to Rochester though, right? Or like kid hockey and stuff. There's some rusty shanks there.
during the day. I don't go out at night.
What time does it turn dark there? Because
When is sunset?
because Blackhawk games are at night, and I feel like it's probably past to be
It'd be dark.
Winter.
Winter. Yeah. I like we'll see him there. Matt House.
Here's
Number one selling jersey since the draft in the NHL. Bedard with a bullet.
Come to work and drive. If you flew here, we can drive down to Pittsburgh today. Be there before puck drop.
So fly right to Buffalo, you're saying?
And I'll drive you. Road trip.
I think you mean fly to Hamilton and then cross
Whatever.
the border in a rental car
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
go
yeah.
through the border and then
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
Buffalo and then
might be tight retro, and you're flying here. I thought
yeah, aren't you coming here?
Yeah, but road trip. You want to do a road trip? You want to
I
see
do want to
Bedard?
do a
Let's
road
go.
trip, and you just don't want to spend any time with your
He
buddy.
invited you to Buffalo to watch them cave in the Raiders 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and the timing wasn't great. I'm
Right.
back to being on board to do something.
Okay.
I would like to go to Buffalo. I'd like to come see
You're like a shitty hockey player. The peaks and valleys are just fucking staggering.
What?
Is this Rosie here?
My wife
in,
was
he's
out
out.
of town. I had to take care of my kids.
No,
It
that's
wasn't
fair,
so
that's
much. I'm not sure about that matchup. It was. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Sunday night or this weekend. Guaranteed
So-
win night.
Who do they got?
I think it's Denver.
How long are
Oh
you?
God, is that ever guaranteed win
Are you
night?
flying out for a day? Are you going to be back at home?
Yes, I have to be back Friday.
They got the Giants
Yes.
Sunday night. It's the Giants. That is guaranteed win night.
Guaranteed win night.
Yes, I gotta be back for Friday. Well, it's gonna be good to see you for a day.
Mhm.
That'll
So,
be at our.
so when is your flight? Are you gonna miss the show tomorrow trying to get here? Or are you threading the needle there? 'Cause the watch party
No, I
starts
should be able to. I'm threading the needle on getting to. I won't be at the puck drop. I don't think.
First intermission you'll be there though.
That's good. Yeah.
So we got an afterburner tomorrow night then. Should we do a 3-man afterburner?
Well, that's
Yeah.
seems
Yeah.
heavy.
A lot of work, Red. Time zones. It's gonna be late.
Tomorrow on the program, we
We're
will
gonna
have
get some whiskey
Jamie
for
McLennan, one of our
Noodles.
one of our beauties. Noodles going to be on as he is every Wednesday. Tomorrow's a busy day for fat guy.
Boom
here.
cat.
I got to take my kid to a thing in the morning, and it's going to be tight.
It's a busy day.
Maybe it'll you guys handle the noodles. Hopefully, I could be here. I want to be here before the show starts. I just don't
We
know.
could handle noodles if that
Yeah.
helps.
Kids, man.
Classic.
Yeah.
Why
McLeod
don't they
Law.
get in the way of Pinder's life, though? He's got two as well.
He's got
They get in
two.
the way in the afternoon.
I only have
I'd
two
dump
right
them
now.
early. I'd dump them real early. They're at school at 7:50 every morning.
But they should be more cumbersome. They're younger. Younger kids need more.
afternoons are hectic, but this time of day is not.
What about weekends
It's,
when
yeah,
you're in
it's
Vancouver?
not just time of day. I'm
2 days.
talking just general lifestyle.
When you're getting blasted at cavalry games and then
Yeah.
jetting off.
Oh, they're there with me.
Tuesday,
That was good.
massage, and he doesn't he say afternoons are busy just
Yeah.
now, and then he's going for massage and beers,
Blue
and
Jays, yeah.
pints with the boys.
Workouts.
Playoffs, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Oh, that's not really worth it. McLeod Law. Peter Klein and the good people over at McLeod Law. Shane and Austin, everybody over there taking good care of you. They're taking good care of you. We can't say enough about it. They are on board with us. One of our event sponsors
Yes.
and partners. We're going to be doing some events coming
See some of those
forward
fellows
throughout
tomorrow, I bet.
October, November, December. We got stuff going on. Stick around. We're going to be, there's chances to win. There's chances to take part, come out and hang with us, doing all kinds of stuff. McLeod Law is on board with us as just a partner and in general, events partner, doing a lot. Peter Klein, personal injury guy, but did you know he's also the go-to guy in Calgary for your disability insurance claim? If it's a disability situation you're in, that stinks in the first place. And then if you got to deal with insurance benefits not coming your way, let Peter handle it. He'll get you those benefits that you paid for and deserve, and put your peace of mind. Put your mind at ease with McLeod Law. Today, happy birthday to former Flame Jeff Shantz.
Chancy.
Shantz the move, Shantz the goal. Jeff Shantz.
Chances
Shantz?
Yeah.
I thought it was Shantz.
Shantz?
I believe he's the skills coach for the Coyotes.
Really?
50
Player
years old.
development, maybe.
He's a
50.
How old?
it's a half bill.
Fifth. The big
Ooh.
5-0.
Oh, I better text him.
You got to be 5-0 soon, don't you?
Shut your mouth. And I was looking at, so how did he come to what I'm gonna do for kind of this day Flames history, that sort of thing. I'm fairly good at trades, who is this, that, fairly good. I couldn't remember. So what I'll walk you through the trades, how he became a Flame. Back to 1998, October 27th.
Chicago, came from Chicago.
Came from Chicago with Steve Dubinsky
Oh yeah.
for Eric Lacroix, Marty McInnes, and Jamie Allison.
Lefty hit me in the face, broke my orbital.
No, your orbital bone, that
Ouch.
prick. Let's go get him
Putts.
right
Sitting
now.
in the penalty box in Buffalo, trying to see across the ice, and my eye, I can't.
Aw.
Mm.
What was
And
the
you know
name of
what
your
they did for
trainer?
me? You know
What's
what they
your-
did for me?
What'd they do?
Tape an Advil to it.
Too effing bad.
Oh no.
Is he chirping in the box after that? What do you say when your eye doesn't even work?
No. He
Not much
hit
to
me with
say.
a couple good ones off the start, and then it was okay after that. But
You would just hope that the penalty box that he's in isn't on the side of your mushed face. You'd have like a towel, just kind of.
I got a lot of attention at the bar that night.
Yeah, you did.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep.
Then fast forward to 2002, October 1st, start of the season. Calgary said, we're getting out of the Jeff Shantz business.
Ah, really? It's too bad.
You know what? I'm going to classify this a blockbuster.
Really?
Do either of you recall Jeff Shantz exiting?
Colorado.
I was
Dean
gonna say, remember
McCammon.
the Fs?
Well done by you, sir. God, your brain today, you've got a lot of fluid in your head. Whatever it is, your brain is well lubricated.
Turkey gravy.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Turkey gravy.
Nothing I can't do.
Shantz, McCammon, and Derek Morris
Wow, the Morris deal.
in exchange for Stefan Yell and the jovial Chris Drury.
Hmm.
He did not like Calgary.
Hated.
Hated.
He wouldn't like Winnipeg.
No.
He wasn't gonna like anything.
No, he's not signing for 8.5
Doesn't like
times
Chinooks.
7. Doesn't care.
Hates sunglasses.
No.
Didn't like it here.
F this.
Yeah.
Chris Drury. I've
Doesn't like
told
horses.
I've told this story, but I was in the room one night, and in fairness, I'm late getting to the scrum. He's already answered some questions. I put the microphone in, and
Chris.
a couple of the reporters start to leave. So then I ask a question. I don't even get the question out, and he's looking at me like this, and
Done.
just walks away
No.
mid question.
No.
So about the game tonight, I was wondering if there was guess you're done. Okay. No Chris
Thanks,
Drury.
Chris.
Guys, no Chris Drury.
Chris is in a hurry tonight.
So yeah, Dean McCammon, Derek Morris, Jeff Shantz for Stefan Yell and Chris Drury. And then of course Chris Drury gets traded, and then eventually your lives intertwined.
I have found the source of the pitcher as well. The
Oh,
Greer,
okay, yeah.
Conroy.
Well,
Sorry to
just
interrupt.
stand by. Yeah, it's total interruption. Not at all what
Keep
we're
going
talking
then. Keep going.
about. So Jeff Shantz, in a way, part of you becoming a Calgary Flame.
Yeah.
Right?
Played
Yeah.
a big part of it.
Because
Absolutely.
then Drury comes here. Drury's a pissy pants, wants out, and they move him to Buffalo. And then
He
you
is a
come.
pissy pants, isn't he?
He's a pissy pants.
Yeah.
He was probably happy, and I mean, he's an American guy. Didn't want to be. He was happy in Colorado. Won a cup there.
Is he happy in Buffalo?
Him and Milan Hajduk, young guys coming in together.
God, Hajduk was a player.
Yeah, they were good
Oh.
team, man. Was he happy in Buffalo? They were a good team.
I think he was happy for a while. Yeah.
Danny Briere and Pominville and Drury.
Pekka would have been around
Didn't
then.
they win a President's Trophy, Red, or something?
One or two. They were the best
Wow.
team in the league, man. They were
Real good.
Must have had some good
fast
blue
and
guys.
skilled and good.
Yeah, they were good. Wearing that bad Buffalo jersey with the snail logo or whatever.
The
people
Buffa
call
Slug?
it. Yeah, the
I
Buffa
thought it was
Slug.
the goat, not
I-
the Buffa slug.
Yeah, it's something.
I
like
hated
that.
the slug. The slug was terrible.
Yeah.
Come on.
So anyway, there you go. That is the Jeff Shantz. Hey, Shancy, happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
pal.
Yeah.
5-0. From all of us at Barn Burner and everyone at McLeod Law, happy birthday to you.
See how he's smiling? That means he means it.
That's right. McLeod Law, Calgary-based. Calgary roots run deep. They understand the city, the people in it, their needs, the way things go here. They speak to us as Calgarians. And like the communities that they serve, the McLeod Law team, varied, diverse, and committed to making a positive impact in Calgary, are good friends and buddies over at McLeod Law, McLeod-law.com. Jeff Shantz.
2008, 2009, Rhett, a ticket campaign with a salute to minor hockey. Connie, Reggie, Retro.
Really?
Salute to minor hockey. Buy your Flames tickets.
Take my money.
Yeah,
If I'm a Flames fan back
That's right.
then.
Look at how cute these damn kids are.
Look at these kids. They're on the
Yeah.
team now, and they played when they were younger
I
as
know
well.
a kid that age that plays hockey. We better buy some of these tickets.
Can I buy 2 season ticket packs, please?
Would you like these seats beside each other?
The Frontier Flyers, you're saying?
The Frontier Flyers.
With the Wobbegong twins? Please.
Stevenson twins. Come on.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
Look at Reggie. Captain material for sure.
For sure he is. Yeah. How's his kid as a player? I hear his kids playing. Big Reg?
Connie just said his kids playing.
Something like that, yeah.
Never seen him play. One boy doesn't play and the younger one does, I think.
There you go.
There you have it.
Well, it is opening day tomorrow. We are going to be getting into it. Our calorie-free,
Oh, boy.
guilt-free, bold predictions coming on the show tomorrow. Jamie McLennan will join us as well, and the season will get underway. But tonight, there are 3 games.
Lift the curtain on it, man.
It is Bedard versus Crosby. The first game again, I don't really see.
It's also Carlson and Pittsburgh debut. Don't overlook that storyline. This is quite the
No
move
one's
that
looking at
Dubas has pulled.
Carlson. They're all looking at Bedard. Come on. You
I'm
kidding
just
me?
saying. Undercard's not bad. It's quite a chips in push there in Pittsburgh, but I guess that's the only move you have, really. Not going to rebuild with those cats still there.
It's a Carlson what? Like it's his debut.
As a Penguin.
Okay, yeah.
You know he's a Penguin?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I thought you were saying it was like a rematch or he was playing his former team or something. Like I was like,
Yeah, of course. Remember the Hawks?
Right.
Carlson?
still don't understand
Henrik
the
Carlson?
afternoon game of Predators Lightning. But hey, Gary, whatever you want.
Probably a Florida holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. And then Black. It's going to be on, and you know where it's going to be on? Mad Rose Pub.
Ooh, what a great
And it
call.
just so happened last week there was something going on where you're saying, yeah, you know what today is? It's Tuesday once again, coinky dink, Wing Day. From 2 p.m. until close, wings, the special du jour at Mad Rose Pub in Royal Oak. 20 beers on tap, great food. The pizza is phenomenal. The wings are tremendous. You are not going to be disappointed. Great people, make you feel welcome. Hey, come on in. What can I get you to drink? You want some? Need a menu? Okay, what kind of? And as I said last week as well, they make sure that the beer is cold.
That's better that way.
They've put a big emphasis on cold beer as opposed to some other places that don't really seem to care.
Now, those places that boil the beer, no one, none of that.
I wouldn't go
warm
back.
swill.
Yeah. So is this warm?
Did you
Yes,
heat this
it
up for me?
is. Yes. Is it warm enough for you? Not at Mad Rose.
Could I heat that up for you? You need a little heat up?
We can take it back into the kitchen. Did you want us to warm it up? 15 Royal Vista Place, Mad Rose Pub. Matt and everybody on there back on board for another season. God love you. God love you. We got a lot going on the show, Retro. You won't know this, but behind the scenes here, there's a lot of poop going on that we got
Things
partners,
taking
and
shape.
sponsorships.
Buzzing and whirring.
We got Origin Brewing on board. Sterling and the boys are all revved up.
Very excited.
That's right. There you go.
There were 12 flats of tall boys over down the hall there.
Yeah, weird.
Oh, we had to put some in the fridge.
Yeah, you got to stock the fridge up.
Yeah.
Got Origin. We got all kinds of things
A lot of
starting up
fridges.
here as we get into another season.
Afterburners tomorrow night, fellas. Late one, too. 8 o'clock start. You're
8
going to
o'clock
hate
start. Yeah.
it. Grandpa's not getting too keen on that one.
Oh, well. It's game one. I'm sure I'll be
One of
in
82.
great- I'm sure I'll be in great spirits for it.
Yeah.
And who are they playing tomorrow?
Jets, JT.
The
Yes.
Jets.
Jets.
Home game?
Home game.
Yes.
Before they head on the road for 5. Pittsburgh, Washington, Buffalo, Columbus, Detroit. There's a roadie at the beginning. I like the roadie at the beginning, Rhett. You like that?
Buffalo.
You said with Connie, wings. You got a date.
next week,
Are you
Wednesday.
going to try to get another job with him
Sunday
and quit on
night
us? What are
versus
you
the
doing?
Giants, Conroy, and Wings on Wednesday. Sabres on Thursday. Woohoo!
Good little week.
Road
Well,
trip.
can you book me a flight?
Just go to the desk and
could.
ask for a flight to Buffalo.
Is that how
Why
it
do
works?
I have
Just
to book
take
it
your
for you?
bag.
Because you're in the routing. You know the best way to do the Calgary to Buffalo.
Calgary to
deal.
Hamilton. Yeah.
I know.
The Hammer.
It is quite a milk run.
How do I book the Warner Express
Yeah.
from the Hamilton Airport to your rental property?
Just
Get a helicopter then grab.
email. Email is always
Okay, yeah, yeah, good.
Right.
I do want to come out there, bud.
come back with me on
Pick a
Friday.
spot. Pick a spot.
On Friday.
I'm looking at this Bills schedule, not the Gills. Excuse me.
They're good too.
Weekends are busy, but maybe an early week trip next week. Hang out.
Sunday
For
night.
Patriots on the 22nd.
how long do you want me hanging out there? You're gonna get tired of me in like 3 hours.
Do you want to see Brees Hall? He's coming out there mid-November.
What?
Sorry, Rhett.
I said you stay as long as you want. You're not staying at my house.
Hmm.
I'll
Maybe Rob
rent
Ray's
your
got an
room.
extra room.
Rachel's got a spot.
Ray's got an empty room. Here, there's a great show every morning over
Right
there.
there. Easy. He's got a room to host from.
Look at his face, right? He's not very happy with you.
Wow, he's
Not very happy at
50-year-old
all.
grumpy
He's
bastard.
not 50 yet. Is that a still?
There's-
No, he's moving. That's not a screenshot.
That'll do
You
it.
can stay at my house if you make buns.
I made buns this weekend.
See how happy you got? You got
I
him
made
back.
buns this weekend, but we were talking about it last week on the show. I was like, shit,
And?
yeah, I can make some buns.
And
Pretty good. Don't want to pump the old tires too much, but
Sure.
hey, they were pretty good. My nephew, he lives down the street. They asked him, so what's your favorite food? Like, what's the number one thing?
Mhm.
Uncle Dean's buns. And they are pretty damn good. Fired
Good
over
man.
half a tray. He was delighted.
Happy guy. Get some
Yeah.
good gravy and some good buns.
Yeah.
Good
And I
night.
mean, they are not good for you.
No, God, no, but they're tasty.
Like, it's heavy butter, white bread
Yeah.
buns.
All the tasty stuff in the world. Not good for you.
So were you happy with the Thanksgiving dinner?
pumped,
Yeah.
ecstatic. And it took I made everybody wait an extra 40 minutes.
You did. Eh? Oh, are you guys hungry? Yeah.
That's right. No, don't eat
Almost
because
there,
we're going
yeah.
to be eating at this time.
Mhm.
Added almost an hour to it. Oh, delicious.
And it's really good. Yeah.
really good then.
Yeah. I made my get ahead gravy. I had too much carrot in it because carrots are kind
No.
of sweet. And I think I put 2 carrots in. I just got to do one.
Okay.
1 carrot. But I had the rosemary, the sage in there, chicken. Close, but not quite good enough. And the bird was okay. I got my new oven, my new stove.
Mm.
I'm still we're trying to get along.
Had a
We're
rocky
working
start.
things out. Me
Me
and the
too.
stove, me and my
Yeah.
new oven. We're on speaking terms, but we could be on better.
I don't know that ovens are standardized. I feel like they're all different. We got to
I-
figure
Pinder,
that
how
out.
was yours?
Huh?
Pinder, how was your dinner that you made?
Oh, great speakeasy after the
There's
Raptors
nothing
game.
like sitting down with family around the Thanksgiving
That's right.
dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah, the days
Loved
that
ones,
matter,
yeah.
the year, the stuff you'll remember for the rest
Those
of your life.
memories that you'll cherish and treasure.
Just give thanks for video calls and FaceTime.
Yeah.
Raptors preseason.
It's 2 in a row. It's
There
tradition.
are
And
important
cool.
things.
It's beautiful. Sunday in Vancouver.
You
Gorgeous.
can't give me.
25
I will
degrees.
not buy your bullshit on this. The Raptors game in Vancouver was I got to get there.
I don't
I'm not
know.
even jealous. I'm actually
It's a
disappointed with you. That's a piss poor choice.
It's not the only reason you went.
Oh God, no! Vancouver's awesome. All his pals there. Going to see pals. Pals.
It wasn't
Pals
pals. What
over
else were you there for?
Val's
That's
over.
it. What are you talking about?
Is there no like dumb coaching conference or some?
No. We found
So-
cheap flights, and the Raptors was like, "Yeah, let's go." And then when everything was booked, it's like, "That's Thanksgiving." It's like, "Yeah, it is." Okay.
So all the shit we try and do here. So yeah, I can't. I'm not there for that. So probably not. But not ideal. So for the work stuff, Pinder's got stuff booked. But
We're not buddies.
Thanksgiving with the family. Let's go.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Give thanks anytime you want. You're allowed to be grateful at any moment.
In fairness, you not being there might be the greatest gift you could give.
I
The
for
peace
you,
and
that's a good
quiet.
gift.
You know, more food to go around, even though you don't
There
eat
was a lot of food.
You don't eat a ton.
Yeah.
Jack, how about you? You greasy Yank.
Well, he's
Do
an
you even
American, huh?
celebrate? Do you even acknowledge Canadian Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we did. We've got some Canadian friends in Montana, so we had a little Thanksgiving Sunday night. Wheeled home Monday. Went to the girlfriend's for Monday night, so I got
Double
Double dose.
Thanksgiving.
Ooh,
Love it.
smoochy.
Well done.
Yeah.
Canadian
thank
Thanksgiving in
you.
Montana. Very good.
Nice. Well, we're hoping everybody.
And I'm told they don't take Canadian dollar apart at the Bulldog at bar anymore for cash. What the hell's going
Out
on
of
here?
business.
Thought we had a good thing going on, Montana.
We did, but they got
Too many Californians showing up.
enough
Right?
was enough. They can charge full pop and extra instead
Well, I
of
take 60%.
cut.
Gotta have it all.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show tomorrow. Noodles, game day, Flames getting her going. Some bold predictions.
And a chance to win Calgary playoff tickets tomorrow as
2
well.
shows tomorrow.
2 shows.
2 shows. It's 2 show day.
Afterburner, yeah.
2 show day. The
And
debut.
a live watch party.
If you don't know what it is, we do a post-game show after every Flames game, shortly after the final buzzer. We are on the our Flames Nation YouTube.
Yeah.
Doing it live, giving our hot takes. Here's what I saw. Well, what I saw was this, and here's what they need to do, and I'll tell you what I'd do if I were them.
You can't be using him as the bumper man on power play too.
All that sort of great analysis.
Yeah.
We've got it for you just moments after the final buzzer, and then of course it's there for download on wherever you get your podcast. There for download. You listen to that sucker on the way into work. Think how smart you'll be when you get to work and you
God.
see your buddies like, "Hey, what'd you think
Jeez.
of the game last night?" I didn't really see it, but you know what? The boys on Afterburner were saying this, so they know what's going on. So it's got to be true.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
He said,
So look for Afterburner.
said trade Markstrom after one game. So
Season
those guys know what they're
debut.
talking about.
Tomorrow night. And yes, we're going to be at Greta tomorrow. What time? 8 o'clock game. What time we want to get there?
I'm going to get there nice and early.
Yeah, boy. I'm sure you would.
I might eat 42 nuggets tomorrow. Might eat 42 nuggets.
See, I still feel like that should be for everybody to watch and take in.
I
but
say
whatever
do
you
it
wanna
twice just as a
That's why you
test.
buy
See
tickets.
if you can do it.
Yeah, we'll do a dry run. And then if I die, we won't have to do it again.
You'll be drunk.
How many nuggets? Now, this goes back to the old show. You play, was it me?
Well, if we could really just pull back the lens, I was awful in fantasy and Dean was great. And he got very cocky about in-season bets and said, why don't we put in place a wager where the margin of victory is a punishment in nuggets the loser has to eat?
Yeah,
And
whoever
then
loses
beat the
eats
wheels off me by 42 points.
the point differential in.
So that's 42 nuggets was the idea.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was not going to be a good deal for me, but I knew it'd be good for the show. And being such a good team player as I am, I said, yes, let's do it, Dean, even though your team's much better than mine and you'd never do the super team.
And because that's true, I would not.
I would have to do 54.
I was going to say,
Week. Oh, wow.
it was
this week.
it was a good week for my stinking barn painters against Rhett's Simply the Breast.
Oh, yeah. You guys are head to head.
And what would you have at if you could just call it up for us? You were playing, I believe, Steinberg.
Not good.
If
fellas.
that eat the number of nuggets by point differential for the loser.
Well, he had 112 points and I had 46. So
Ooh, it's kind of like
Did you start hurt guys?
65 nuggets, 66. My team is hot trash. It hurts. And it's like not much I can do. Ramondre Stevenson has been an absolute bum.
And you did.
That's
It's not
supposed
like
to be a
you got.
linchpin of my offense.
It's not like you got hurt guys.
No, it's
that
just
you've been-
guys that, like, if you go running back 1-2, they're supposed to be your studs. Pollard's been just okay. And Ramondre's been awful. Awful. Awful.
I guess you just don't want New England running backs ever. Is that just how it goes? Or at least not that early. I don't know. Jack, now how did
It
you?
wasn't a reach for Ramondre.
You had a big win too, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Well, he got Cup and Taylor back because he had the all dead
That's
guy
right.
team at
Yeah.
the draft. We were
Yeah.
And
laughing at it.
Kamara.
And Kamara.
But
Kamara
he's-
suspended.
Yeah, the zombies
Cup
have come
hurt.
back to life here.
And then frickin' Zach Moss has the game of his life
On your bench, I'm guessing?
on my bench.
Yeah, that happens too.
But-
That
so-
move screwed everyone.
But you got a winner.
Taylor
Yeah, we did.
wasn't good, and Moss had a day of his life.
What was the final score there? Who's eating nuggets?
135 to 90 something, I think.
Right.
playing
So we're
Willis.
talking 40.
Well, that's a big nug.
Lots of nuggets. Which team?
I think it was Willis.
Yeah, Derek Willis.
Derek Wills.
Willis.
Yeah.
Willis?
Willis.
Willis. What you talking about? that's going to do it for the show today.
All
Join
right.
us tomorrow. Rhett's getting on an airplane.
Make sure you go to the right city.
Leaving on a jet plane.
Nationgear.ca to buy those tickets to be with us at Greta tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Looking
with
forward
Rhett.
to it.
Yeah.
Rhett,
Are you
Rhett,
still signing bras
This
at the
is
bars
not-
in Calgary?
sorry,
What's
I don't
the
wanna
policy
change-
there?
I don't want to change gears, but a thing just popped on my screen said, approaching credit limit on Visa. Son of a...
again?
Oh, shoveler, ain't I?
Shoveler.
I'm sorry.
You know what? You come on here and you do the show for an hour and a half, and she's just ringing Visa in the next room.
Those leather
Yeah,
pants
she's
look
not-
good, but they're expensive.
She's spending money.
Buddies, appreciate you. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend. Be good to each other. We'll see
Enjoy
you
the
tomorrow.
puck tonight.
See you, buddies.
We're back.
Popcorn. Make popcorn.
Popcorn. So.